Victory belongs to the good old man up there for saving us and bringing us back onto your station. This is Hstv. Today is the 20th of July 2022, the year of our Lord, and you're welcome to another exciting episode of Healthy Morning from now to approximately 9:30. My name is William Diego Parkerby, and I'm going to do this alone. I have the butterfly-looking lady, Stephanie Ejojenawayana, joining me from now till we wrap up. How are you? And how's the butterflies doing?
How are you? I'm fine. Butterfly is fine. Look at your voice.
You lost your voice? Oh, sorry about that. What happened to your voice?
I'm fine.
Okay. We thank God. Yeah. So, yeah.
So what exactly did you eat?
Hmm?
What did you eat too?
What did I eat?
Yes.
I eat my normal food that I eat in a day, like fufu, like beans, gobe.
So what's the main course of that?
Sorry?
What's the main course of the
It's the weather. I'm sure it's the weather. It has nothing to do with anything else apart from the weather.
Weather? How come we are not having soul foods and all that?
So,
You're eating something, stop.
Sorry?
If you're eating something that's not good for you, stop. Stop chewing on meat.
In the past 1 week, I haven't eaten anything out of the ordinary apart from my nicely prepared jollof over the weekend. So maybe that you can attribute that to maybe I ate my jollof and the jollof caused my voice to go this way. I don't know.
Okay.
That I haven't eaten anything out of the ordinary.
Just thinking, maybe you're eating wrong meats.
Wrong meat. Yeah. I don't know your definition for wrong meat. If you care to explain to us what wrong meat is.
Oh, some people are allergic to maybe pork.
Pork.
You get so maybe if you've tried
last I checked, I'm not
wrong.
allergic to anything. Me DVB.
Yeah. I know.
That's it. Me DVB.
I don't know.
Because you're DVB. Yes. And to tell for person must say my voice to make us we are there make us my voice to go away to come back. It's just a temporary measure. So it's yeah, we are there. I'll talk. Anyway, so it's gonna be great as always. We have the usuals. Sucha Jelly will come through with some culinary skills, and then we venture into matters arising, a lot of stories. Ghana ranking some barometer, some surveys saying this and that. Afro barometer is saying 9 out of 10 Ghanaians says we are headed in the wrong direction. That's Afro barometer report that is coming, the latest one. Then also there's another survey that is saying if the country is given the economy, if Free Senior High School is given to Mahama, he will do better than he, Akufo-Addo, and Dr. Dufour. So those three people were put together as a survey. There's another ranking that is also putting Ghana at number two. Saying that we are, when it comes peaceful to peace and serenity, we hold the key to that. So hence, Ghanaians say Asomdwe. You know, we once upon a time we have a president who was called King of Asomdwe. Let's talk about Asomdwe. Asomdwe Park is also in turmoil. Why? Because the current government is trying to refurbish the place, and the family of Atamils are saying that, hey, why are you desecrating our brother's grave?
Without permission or without informing the family.
Is that desecration? Because the foundation, the NGO led by Akufo-Addo, is the one who is pushing the coastal development to do that.
To me, it's not really about whoever is handling the desecration. It's about why not informing the family.
Well, now
he has a family. In as much as he was former president, he has a family.
Trust me, now as we speak, that is a national asset.
He has a family. National asset. Whose tomb is that?
Oh, is his tomb all right?
Yes, so at least it's just nice.
That place
it's just
national.
nice that
it's even the security zone
because
it's in the castle, by the way.
What's Mr. Samuel Latamil to say?
It's close to the castle.
Second, it's just nice that you inform the family, but you make it. It's in as much as it's for the state, that body.
To use the word, to use maybe the information that they didn't get, maybe wrong, but to use the word desecration, I think is out of line. How do you say desecration? How are they desecrating the place? Rather making the place better for tourist attraction.
It's just appropriate to inform the family.
Sorry?
It's just appropriate you inform the family that this is what is going on.
Does that make it tantamount to desecration?
That's just another question that.
Yeah, I don't see the word desecration being used here as very relevant. I'm sorry. The Thomas family, if it's desecration is like they've allowed some street people or there's slums to come and develop over there. That would call the desecration.
Desecration, right?
But what they are doing is trying to refurbish the place and make it more attractive.
It's even for the ceremony on the 24th of
24th. So works are still ongoing. So if you go, I heard what's his name, Neil Vanderpool, also went there, took some pictures, and the tomb has been lifted. So, and he's sharing it, and people are saying that the place has been desecrated. They are working on the place, so if you go there and take a picture, that the work is in progress.
Where is the body dead? Yeah, it's.
I don't hold. Yes, I hold. I don't hold brief for the government with respect of not informing the family. Yes, that's fair. It should have at least. And I'm very aware that definitely when they are about to launch the place, as the invitation has gone at 24, definitely they would have been informed.
Oh yeah, they will.
There's no way they wouldn't be part of.
But right now,
ceremony.
when you listen to Mr. Tamils, the brother of the late president, according to him, it's like, where exactly is the body now? What happened? Should cases come around and then it hits you?
He's asking where the body is.
Yeah, because the body is they are desecrating the place according to him. So where is the body? Where is this? Where is that? Where is that? You get it? It's not a problem who exactly, or even if it's
so when they are working on it, they should call the family to come and stand there while they're working on it.
It's just appropriate that you inform, okay, this is what is going to happen. Should you see anything, should you hear anything, we are in control just for the ceremony on the 24th of July. It's just appropriate.
So they need their permission from the family to before.
I'm not saying permission, it's information. It's just it's appropriate that you inform the family that this is what is going to happen.
Okay.
Because in as much as he was former president of Ghana and then it's a state property, he has a family. He even belonged to a family before he became president of Ghana.
And I'm thinking, what I'm also thinking, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I'm saying that
desecration
the word desecration is out of line. It's not important here. It's not to be used. But the fact is, the place is getting reshaped. I'm thinking that when they are done and they're about to relaunch the place, definitely they will be invited.
For that day, they should be in.
Yes, they will be invited. There's no way they will do without inviting them. It's just that probably the family has a problem with the current government administration, and the fact that the NGO that is led by Kukwaido are the people who are involved in doing this. Probably. I'm using probabilities here. So I don't see. They can't. Well,
seriously, when I saw the story, I was like, yeah, they are right. They should have informed the family. Honestly.
Then the story should have changed. You shouldn't have been out desecrating the place. It's not desecration.
No, you see, when you're not happy about something, it's like anything goes.
No, it's not anything should go.
When you're not happy, when I'm mad at you, I wake up in the morning and I'm mad at you, and then you look at me, and it's like I'm not happy with how you looked at me. I can go about and be like, Devil was rude to me today. He was out of place. It's like I'm already angry.
There's a song by Jennifer Lopez and is it Jaru? There's a line that says, "Don't make decisions when you're mad. When you know you're mad, you're crazy, you're not okay here. Don't say things. Just keep quiet.
But some of them
and then find proper ways to address it. It's communication. Using desecration is out of line. They're not desecrating the place, I think, in my view. I mentioned it to you that I drove past that area. I saw what they're doing. It looks attractive. It looks very nice. Okay. Better than what it was. So I don't see there's any desecration over there. If they are removing the tombs, of course, they're going to redesign it. It's not because they just want to leave it like that and on 24th we go and see Atamil's skeletons in the tomb.
That's fine. That's fine.
That wouldn't happen.
It's just the information to the family. That's all.
People are complaining about Kwame Nkrumah's museum also being left to rot. So when they're about to renovate the place, they should go and tell Kwame Nkrumah's family that they're coming
doesn't it belong to a family?
Yeah. The place belongs to a family. That's where you are wrong. If that's what you're thinking.
No, it's not the place.
The place doesn't belong to the family.
Belongs to the country. It belongs to the state. But the person too now.
When they are done, what I'm saying is that when they are done,
they couldn't have buried Nkrumah. They couldn't have buried Atamils without the family's permission. Don't you know that?
They say so. If that's the case, everywhere else at Kotoka International Airport, for instance. If it's been renovated, they have to go and call Kotoka's family and tell them that please they're going to renovate.
No, that's out. That's out. We are talking about body, dead body. It belongs to a family.
Oh, okay.
I really.
That's okay. That's how the arguments are started. If you have producer, please keep quiet. And if anybody has any comments to add to this, if you think I'm wrong by what I'm saying, please send your messages on WhatsApp. Let's hear what you think about it. I think that they're not out of place. They are just renovating the place.
No.
When they are done and they are going to relaunch relaunch the place sort of. Then they will invite the family.
We are not saying that.
They are saying she's saying that they should have informed the family before. If you think I'm wrong by what I'm saying, please.
What exactly is it going to take you to inform the family? What exactly are they going to lose when they inform the family? Nothing.
Exactly, and then they don't lose anything by going ahead to
but
finish.
they have no right whatsoever to even bury the president or even give him a befitting
What does the government or the family
family.
also lose when they didn't tell them? They don't lose anything.
That is why they're complaining.
And what
That is why
what
it doesn't sit well with them, because I can't have my brother, I can't have my mother, my father, whoever having been buried by the state, and then I realize that something is happening at graveside. The body is nowhere to be found. Like they are preparing the place.
No, please don't add that part.
They are preparing the place. I say yeah, tutu. Yeah, the tomb is out. They are preparing the place, and it's like you don't know what's happening. You wake up in the morning, you are seeing this in the news everywhere.
When so you are thinking that there could be a foul play where they will take the body away.
But we'll look into the words of Mr. Thomas.
That's okay.
We'll look into that, because sure. Where exactly is the body now?
And
exactly?
this is a report also. You might be misconstrued by what he says. Don't forget. Anyways, there's more to talk about on Matters Horizon today. A lot to share with you. Don't forget the media review budget is also going to happen very soon. Atachi has been talking about it. And we are going to go for a Eurobond of 5 years, according to the finance minister also. And those are some business stories that will be churning out also today. And many more to talk about on Matters Horizon, as I said. Then later on, we are, as in my co-host and I, are going to sit together with the man James Ike Bedema, an MA Communication Development student, and of course he's also the president of Psych Aid Ghana, and of course also a managing partner of Group Productions. We've been talking about how to grow your business. We started last week. Unfortunately, we couldn't end, so the part 2 is happening today. But she and I are going to sit together with him and have that conversation to find out what are other things. Probably do a recap first, and then see the other things you can do to also help you grow your business around this time. You know, everybody's trying to do some quack on the side to also survive, because things are quite difficult nowadays. So yeah, this is where your entrepreneurial skills has to be more sharpened. Yeah, so you need to listen to this one. And along the line, if the phones and lines are active, you can call and then share your 2 cents about it. Also join us on with all your messages and thoughts and comments about that conversation also. All right, so the goddess of sports will also come through with some sports details, so stick around for that. And then in between, we'll be spicing the show up.
Yeah, JK Entertainment, we're going to have JK through as well today. He's going to have a conversation with
AJ Nelson. He's a hip hop artist. He's been around for a while. Maybe many people don't really know him, but he's done some classic songs back in the days. But he's gone for a hiatus, if I should put it. On his back, he has a new banger, and he's going to share that information and other things he's been up to with our very own Mr. Kwesi, aka Headroom. So stick around and enjoy all the amazing conversations today on the show from now to approximately 9:30. The show is brought to you by Kesi Prudential Life Insurance. Always listening, always understanding. We'll take a quick detour now. When we come back, it'll be time to get into the kitchen. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele, and I am back with this very quick and simple ice cream or Abele Walls recipe for you all for the hot weather. Let's get started. To a bowl, add in 2 cups of powdered milk. To that, about a 1/4 cup of condensed milk, and we're gonna go ahead and add in 1 cup of water, room temperature water, okay? And we're going to mix this until it is well combined. I usually add the water step by step, because at times when you add too much water, your powdered milk takes a longer time to dissolve, but dissolving and adding little by little helps a whole lot. So that is why I choose to do it this way. Now with this recipe, it is strictly to your taste, so you can add more or less water if you wish. The less water you add, the creamier your ice cream would be. But mind you, you would be passing a lot of gas because you know what milk powder can do to you. So for this recipe, I used 2 cups of powdered milk, a quarter cup of condensed milk, and I used up to 4 cups of water. It all depends on your taste, okay? Next, I'm going to transfer it into a cup. And then we'll transfer it into our preferred molds. I'll be using these baby cups today. You may use any cup that you have at home. I'll then insert my popsicle sticks. You may use chewing stick if that's what you have. I like to cover my ice cream before putting it in the freezer so that it doesn't take up any smells that is in my freezer. Here I fill up my large ice cube trays as well, and I'm going to cover it with a foil and then poke holes on the top of the foil. Because they are all stuck together, if you put the popsicle sticks in before attempting to cover it with the foil, it'll be a whole mess. So yes, I just do it this way to make my life easy. Whatever I have that is left over, you can just transfer it into any type of twist tie bags. I have these small ones that I brought from Ghana, so I'm just going to put it in there and I'll tie it. So we have the cup, we have the tied up ones. Growing up, oh my goodness, this was a must-have. We always buy less food so that we can have leftover money to buy this so-called cho ice cream, and I enjoy making it for my kids in the summertime because they love it so much. So now I'm just going to place these in my freezer overnight, and by tomorrow afternoon we should be enjoying cho ice cream, pakpako or abele walls. It is the next day, our ice creams are out. We're just going to go ahead and demold them, okay? You can also choose to keep them in the mold, which is what they do in Ghana, and whenever you get there to buy, they'll take it out, place it in water, and then gently spin it around and get it out for you. And by the time you get home, it'll be done already. Oh my goodness, this was so delicious growing up, and I still enjoy it as an old lady, okay? And that is it. Please be sure to make this for your kids this summer, and they will super love you and ask for more. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to try the recipe for your kids, or maybe a big kid like you. Until I come your way with another one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke unamini uchemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all. All this and more, sweet
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pro Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
You are welcome back once again, wherever you are, however you're watching us. This is Healthy Morning Live here on Hstv. My name is Stephanie Ejochinam Anyana. We're going to be on from now to approximately 9:30 a.m. And it's a Wednesday. We're going to come through with a lot of things. You've seen Sweet Ajele how to make your own ice cream at home. Sweet Ajele is actually the young lady who teaches you, how to do everything, almost everything at home. You just need to buy the right. But sometimes I'm just giving you a word of advice. Sometimes just try and go out and buy the locally made products. You get
but at this point, it's very crucial to do things.
I know, but let's help. They are saying homegrown solutions.
But you can manufacture it in your house unless you are doing
yesterday
farming.
Yesterday Tuesday, Sweet Ajele was making chocolates.
Yeah.
Oh, Sweet
Good.
But as much as you make chocolates at home, try and just buy the locally made products. Okay. Yesterday I saw a meme. It says that the story about Fernando Po Tetekwashi is not clear. But how can you swallow cocoa seed and leave that Fernando Po and come together and have a plant?
It came to.
It's not clear. Like the story is not clear. So like the textbooks should be. But it's not. Honestly, I was thinking about it.
Well, I at a point I heard some stories like that. Almost like that. You can't take cocoa out of that place.
So you had to.
Any way it's possible that you managed to get it here. He did it. As to how he did it, Please, I don't know whether he swallowed it, whether he put it in his nostrils, whether he cut his hand.
But I think it's possible because I watched the movie Colombiana.
I watched it. Yeah.
The little girl,
my
how
favorite
she had,
actress.
Yeah, I like her too. How she was able. No, I'm talking about the little girl. The girl. Oh, okay, not the one she gave up to. Okay, the little girl. How she was able to swallow. I think it was a memory card, right? How she was able to swallow in and then
But people who do smuggle cocaine and all those things, they do. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they swallow it in. They put it in some polythene B. If you watch a lot of movies, you see those things. Some polythene they'll swallow it so that it doesn't burst.
Yeah.
And there's a time to rest. If you don't get there early, now you and your God.
I also heard a story about a woman who was also leaving the country with cocaine, but it was a dead baby. And I said, "What pine So they actually alighted. They got down, and then it's like the
assumption that at the airport you won't put the baby on the thing for it to be scanned.
I don't know, but according to the hostess, she went to the woman after everything when they go down. She went to the woman and said, "Is your baby okay? Because we didn't hear her cry during the flight. Like nothing. Is she fine? We didn't even see you changing diapers, breastfeeding or anything. But we want to find out if your baby is fine. Is your baby sick or something?" So they became suspicious and realized that it's a dead baby. I'm like, whoa, that's bravery right there. Okay, enough of my stories.
So
let's get
before we get into the stories that we have, I have a quick birthday shout out to do. One Auntie Nez by name Alberta Connie, aka Albie Godson Connie. It's your birthday today. Happy blessed birthday to you from your family, the Connie family, myself, and all your friends and loved ones, and all your. And they want to wish you a happy blessed birthday today. Have a good one, and whatever you do, may the blessings of God continue to abide with you always. All right, have a good one and enjoy your birthday today. All right, so that is the birthday for today. In case you're also out there celebrating your birthday today, happy blessed birthday to you. Let me say happy birthday in advance to my nephew Samuel Terence Bakabenin. Is the last born of our firstborn. He's celebrating his birthday tomorrow, actually. So happy birthday in advance. And tomorrow I'll find a way to celebrate you. All right.
Okay. Happy birthday in advance to my sister's husband. I call him Big Baby because he's my baby too.
Those who call themselves baby.
Yeah. Okay. So I call him Big Baby.
Hey.
Yeah, he's my baby. He's my big
you're sharing your sisters. Hey.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, I call him Big Baby. He's Mr. He's Mr. Anchor. Tomorrow is her birthday, 21st. Actually, tomorrow is her husband's birthday, 21st of July. Then 24th of July is Elfnell's birthday, her first son. Then 28th of July is her second son's birthday, J-Red. It's a July no Waboka.
Well, it's better for him. He saves money. Come put all together. Last one. It's the best way. I mean, kudos to him. He did a very good job. Cutting costs is very necessary at this time.
No, it's cutting costs for my sister.
Yeah, everybody else. For both of them. So that they don't spend too much on this one and this one and this one. Because the same month. So we climax it on the last person's birthday in the same month. And then everybody celebrates. We cut the same cake.
So tomorrow is a birthday, Big Baby. So we'll wish you proper. Yeah.
All right, so we start off with the find up. Yeah, so let's get into the stories from the find up front page of the paper this morning from Elvis. Good morning to you and your team. And good morning to you, Elliot. O2, you are watching us. Let's get into the stories. The finder says $3 million facelift project takes off. And it says to modernize Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, Dr. Awal. So he happens to be the Minister of Creative Art and Tourism. And I'm sure the Nkrumah family also come and says, come and tell us before you do that $3 million project facelift. Just like my TV wife is arguing this morning, say, Ekache, Asomdwe Hene, the Busan for Sana. So that is it. Now information has to go. Maybe I should tell the government now. They should go and tell Sajifo's family. Said there's going to be a facelift of the Memorial Park. Please, that place has been also been left to rot for some years now, about 3-4 years. The place has been locked up for intention that they intend to renovate the place, but it's been lying bare like that. Unfortunately, people are unable to even have access to the place. Visitors who come and they've heard of Nkrumah, they want to go and visit the park. Unfortunately, are not able to go there because it's been caged, sort of, so that the refurbishment can take place. But it's good. $3 million actually, not cedis. $3 million has been pushed into that to refurbish the place. And I think the government deserves accommodation for the Asomdwe Park and then this one also. And I'm sure, I don't know about Boom's place. Where did they bury Boom? Boom is JJ, by the way. I think they took him to his hometown. Or?
No. Military hospital.
Yeah. I think they took him to the military. Yeah. But for him, I don't think the place is relatively new now. So so maybe then subsequent governments who will come will have some things to do about that. But kudos to the government for these good things it's doing, bringing the facelift to Nkrumah's place, and of course that of Asom Jenhene. It's a good thing. All right, keep it up. And then away from that, technical hitches force evening Accra Tema train shuttle to stop 4 times. And you're back, and you know, and you're 4.
I was asking same earlier today, and then you told me that they actually won that it's trial.
Oh yeah.
So why you also exaggerating 4?
Yeah, but I need to retrace 4, and yet 1, and you 2, and 3.
4 more. Yeah, 4 more.
4 more to do more. 4 more to make a change. Yeah, 4 more to make a change. And so yeah, the train was. I mean, actually, that's what I said earlier. I will say it again. They said that they were just testing, okay, the rail line itself and the train. And even the train that they are using at this moment is not what they're going to maintain.
Okay.
The one that has been branded yellow, red, gold, green with a black star on it, that looks more like a very nice shuttle with a curved front like that, the vertical front.
But would there have been a problem if the testing was done without passengers on board? Maybe finalize every test.
No, they need passengers on board
before
also.
they test?
See, they're not just testing the train itself. The rail line itself is new. Okay. So except what Tessesha said, it has that stability in the So I'm thinking the train is a bit faulty, it's not too strong enough to do those rounds. And the train they failure, not the rail line. So the train failed 4 times on their way. In terms of stopping
maybe that education should have been intensified. Maybe that information should have been intensified, rather than raising the hopes of a lot of people. Because
I heard the number has also increased.
Yes,
from
and
the
looking
first
at the fare, 5 cities, 3 cities as compared to 10 cities, and then in as much as it's an hour 30 minutes as compared to an hour journey, a lot of people will just jump on board. And then now, Monday, then today, Wednesday, is breaking 4 times.
It's not even Wednesday today, it's yesterday.
Yesterday, Tuesday.
And ran 4 times. 4.
4 more.
No, 4 no. This is 4 no. Anyways, I'm hoping that this also is going to be a measure for them to now work on it properly and possibly even change the train. Yeah, because it's key. They have to change that train. Blue, and it's some blue colored train. Anyway, away from that also, there's a picture of Samuel Oku, the Director General for NLA, and the story says success of Nigeria's new lotto game hinges on integrity, and it's coming from Samuel Oku himself. So I want to believe that the Nigerians came to seek some knowledge from us with respect to how our NLA is doing. You remember he just launched the Sunday Thanksgiving Lotto one. So, or probably he's making a comparative analysis of what happens here in Ghana and Nigeria. And he's saying that of Nigeria hinges on integrity. So that means if there is truth and honesty to that, where people don't have people from NLA give numbers out to people purported to mean that those are the numbers that will be drawn, because there's been stories like that people from NLA will be sending numbers to people. They were WhatsApp group, you know, say, hey, and we never. How did they even get to know that these are the numbers?
Some people, you even have people calling you and telling you that's a number.
I say, Coach away, and that kind of thing. But there's also a lot of people have been selling those things now. It's more like a scam. These are the numbers that will be drawn this week, Monday specials. And then what can I say? The only thing I know is payment. Many idea. I don't know how payment become a lot of numbers. But anyways, those are the things they do. But it's a machine. So you press on the knob, and then out of 100 numbers, a number comes down. How are you able to determine, say,
so if you're really educated, you wouldn't fall for that prey, right?
And then the lot of the test will go and stand there, no calculating on my follow to paper, no say, they can trace 1992 when numbers when they buy it, Wednesday, 20th July. Some numbers here, to me, done 30, 40, 50, no. 50, 30, 40. Now pay me.
That's just guessing. They're just gambling.
It's amazing how they manage to. But was a tum.
I think there is a coincidence.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Anyways, so
but is the money big?
depending on here which I don't know.
I really don't get. I don't understand their language, so I don't know.
Maybe we should go and do some studies about that and come and educate people. We try
Really?
to. Or we should have maybe Samuel Ko or any PR there to come and
the
explain
students
how
will
Lotto
educate
goes
us.
like.
Would you mind doing something like that?
You. I saw phone bashing and say,
Would you mind? Would you mind learning and doing something like that?
Me,
Yes.
Lotto, I don't do Lotto. I don't do betting. I've never done it in my life before.
I just want to.
Be that. Asoma me. Until I can say, "Okwa, can say obe payment," and that's how I remember the payment.
Okay.
As our original pay all those days, no a payment. Until Oma numbers no say, but I say payment, mommy. No, I don't know how they do it. No amount receipt. Now they call. That I've done before, but. My say many numbers. I remember my mechanic crumble. Me thought my new car no. That's 2016. I see number where I saw your Lotto.
Oh, because
some people have that kind of thing. Numbers be a fresh beer. If you're that or so, I know some 30,
That's
20 go.
crazy.
You say Richard Lotto. Anyways, I think we have to educate people on the good side of it. I don't know whether there's any good side of it, how to make money out of it. I saw for number bashi and say promoting betting Lotto. But then again, it's for national development, as they say. Haven't you heard the Lotto event before? For national development. Into go for China, Sikano Munyano is for development. Just so Lotto now what development. Not only VAT. Don't pay only VAT and e-levy.
we'll try Rihanna.
Lotto.
About levy. We saw something about levy yesterday.
Yeah, train
Levy.
I said that's Peter Mehu. He's the sector minister. He was advocating that for us to sustain the train system in Ghana and even add on, there's a need for us to start paying some levy.
This is a levy.
Aye. So T levy. This one we call T levy. Train levy. Yeah, but it was a proposition, though it doesn't mean it's been done. But coming from a governing member, our parliament, it's possible to say I'm not discussing that. You never know. You're one of my questions is T levy. The last story on the front page of the Final this morning: MPA cautions against placing LPG cylinders near naked fire. I don't know who in his right frame of mind we want to go and place a LPG cylinder near a fire. So this goes to the bakers especially, who bake, and you have maybe are using the ovens and you have the cylinders close by, because there's a fire and this cylinder also close by. So this is more a caution to people like that, and even the gas cylinders that are home. Gas cookers or gas burners that have cylinders close to it, because there's a fire there and then there's a cylinder also nearby. So you try and separate them, and if for nothing at all, place something in between them, a metal or a wood or something like that, or put it. Some even have cages outside their houses or outside the kitchens.
Yes.
And then they place them in there. So it's a good thing. I think they've said this many times. This is not the first time I'm hearing such thing. And especially the fire service, when they go on the education tour, remember they've been here a couple of times. They mentioned that aspect of it also.
Yes.
So avoid having your LPG cylinders near your naked fires, as in your gas burners and then your ovens that you use in preparing your foods. All right, so those are the stories on the front page of the Finder this morning. Grab a copy and read more details.
Okay, now we can get into the Daily Dispatch from Ben Efson, and this one says that, did Mahama tell you he paid me to declare in my 2012 polls he will win, and he won? This is a question from Ben Efson to Sam George. It comes with a picture of he himself, the poster Ben Efson, former President John Dramani Mahama, and then Mr. Sam George. Did Mahama tell you he paid me to declare in my 2012 polls he will win, and he won? So Sam George, you can answer that.
I'm sure this is coming from a backdrop of a possible attack from Sam George, telling him that he's making some unrealistic predictions about current situations. And so he has to, this should be a rebuttal to him that because he predicted Mahama was going to win.
And he did.
And then indeed he did. So then he's asking him that same question as a poster. Anyway, but Jata George and Uncle Ben, I would advise you don't continue this back and forth with some Jata George. Right? Uncle Ben, yeah, very good friend. So please relax. Don't this rebuttal is enough. Don't go further. Thank you very much.
Okay, away from that, this one says that with e-pharmacy, over 30 million people can access drugs in a cost-effective manner, from our Vice President Dr. Mahamudu.
Say biometrics.
So this is more like it's going to be a face-to-face. It's not going to be the usual face-to-face interactions. It's going to be like on an app.
Yeah,
where you get
more
to
like, so
interact
you're
with
sick,
the health
and then
experts.
there will probably be even a doctor. So I think there's this, I don't want to mention their name.
I've
There's a
seen
company,
something like that,
they offer drugs also. So it's an app, you go there, and per your prescription that you've been given, you can put them in there, and then they'll come and deliver the drugs to you. So this is going to be a broader scale, more like, where you can have
You don't
access
need
to that. Remember, don't forget also, when he gave a lecture at Nyenyano, the Pentecost Center, conference or something like that in Nyenyano, Dr. Baumia, he mentioned the fact that there's going to be a syndication of all the hospitals in Ghana. Where if you are referred for, let's say, Tamale Teaching Hospital to Kolebu, you don't need to carry your folder all the way here. All you need to do is just travel and come. And then all your documents and everything will be accessed here.
Quite interesting.
In Accra.
Yesterday I was also seeing stuff about e-visa application and all of that.
It's also, but people are asking questions though. Why has it left the economy to do ICT? It's supposed to be the leader of the economic management team. Or ICT is also related to economy. It's some way, somehow, it's an end product of the entire economy. No. So this is how it is. So when you enhance the ICT base, where things are easily accessible. So, for instance, he mentioned the fact that I think we're hitherto making very low revenue at the passport office. But he mentioned once again at Nyinyano that it has increased to about 56 million annually. So that increase, exponential increase, is an addition to the economy. You understand? So that is how. So when you stabilize the ICT sector or digitalize everything, then it's near to the benefit of. So paperless things that is happening at the port, it has increased the number of revenue that you're getting. Though we all know that that's not what you're supposed to be getting. Yes. So something like that is also adds up to the. So he's setting the base right so that he can do the economy well. I'm not the PR of the Baumi. I'm just giving a layman's explanation.
Okay, so that's it with Baumi and the e-pharmacy. This is healthcare at your doorstep. And the last has to do with what we discussed earlier. NPA warns public on placing cylinders near naked fire. That's a dangerous one. You wouldn't want to try that. So those are the stories on the front page of the Daily Dispatch. We can get into the portals now.
All right, so let's get into other stories. We're going to do some survey and reports that are coming in respect to Ghana and the nation Ghana. So the first report says that Ghana ranked second most peaceful African country. And I wish this would have been the last report we did. So that you can't born in the papa na. Because the other ones they kill emotions. Anyways, Ghana ranked second most peaceful African country, 40th globally, according to 2022 GPI report. And so the story says Ghana has been ranked second most peaceful country in the sub-Saharan African region, only behind island nation of Mauritius. This is according to the 2022 edition of the Global Peace Index, that is GPI report released this week. The country's overall score was 1.759 as compared to 1.715 in 2021, so it is inched up a bit more. The score also placed Ghana as the 40th most peaceful country on the global ranking of 163 countries. The global rank means Ghana dropped 2 steps from 38th spot in 2021 per the 2021 global score. Ghana is sandwiched between Kuwait and Albania. Completing the top 5 most peaceful African countries are the Gambia, that's the 45th globally, Botswana 48th globally, and Sierra Leone 50th globally, in that order. Ghana is currently dogged by an economic downturn that has seen government turn to the International Monetary Fund for an economic rescue program. Government partly blame the COVID-19 pandemic and Russia-Ukraine war. Some of the security challenges that Ghana has faced in the past few months have been clashes between protesters and police, with the most recent being the clash between Arise Ghana protesters and the police in late June. There is, however, a looming threat of terrorist violence being imported from across the Sahel, more so with the neighboring countries having recorded attacks in recent months. As of last year, the report came out at the midst rising insecurity, with most citizens expressing grave concerns about rising security following the murder of Bullion Van police escort and a hawker in the Jamestown, plus a series of robbery incidents across the country. So it looks like the parameters have changed a bit now. Now we are battling with COVID-19, Russia, Ukraine, Arise Ghana, and other things that have happened. That is the international or potential insurgents from the jihadists and all that. So all these amounted to our low grading from last year. So last year we did better than this year. Yeah, though the numbers have inched up, we did better than last year. All right, so that is it. The story about the ranking of Ghana being the most, according to global reports, the Global Peace Index, we have been ranked number 2 in sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay, let's still stay on the survey, and this one was conducted by the Afrobarometer. And then it comes to the picture of some Ghanaians clad in the Ghana flag colors with sad facial expressions. It says that almost 9 out of 10 Ghanaians say the country is heading in the wrong direction. This is the latest Afrobarometer survey on the economy, public services and taxation has found. According to the survey, a large majority of citizens give unfavorable assessments of both their personal living conditions and the nation's economic condition, and few are optimistic that things will improve during the coming year. Meanwhile, citizens' ratings of the government's performance on key economic issues are overwhelmingly negative. Citizens' gloomy outlook aligns with macro-level indicators on Ghana's struggling economy in a difficult global environment. The country is seeking a bailout from the International Monetary Fund in hopes of stabilizing the economy. And this was a news release issued by the Center for Democratic Development on the survey. And it comes to the picture of the diagram you see here. It says that 61% in 2012 believe that the country is going in a wrong direction, and then in 2014 it shifted to 85%, and then in 2017 it dropped to 50% of persons thinking that the country is heading in the wrong direction, and then in 2019 back to 59%, and then shot up in 2022, 87% of people. So it says almost 9 of the 10 citizens, that's 87%, say the country is heading in the wrong direction, and only 11% see things going in the right direction. I wonder which people make up the 11% thinking that the country...
One tell the one and one blow.
24 percentage points decline since 2019. Majorities offer negative assessments of economic conditions. 85% describe the country's economic condition as fairly bad or very bad, up from 62% recorded in 2019, and 72% say their personal living conditions are fairly bad or very bad, as compared to 58% 3 years ago. And Ghanaians are not very optimistic about the economy. Only 25% expect things to be better in 12 months' time. So by large majorities, citizens say the government is performing fairly badly or very badly on keeping prices stable, narrowing income gaps, improving the living standards of the poor, creating jobs, and managing the economy. And a little bit about Afrobarometer is a Pan-African non-partisan survey research network that provides reliable data on African experiences and evaluations of democracy, governance, and quality of life. So that's a little bit about Afrobarometer and their survey. And at the end of it, 87% of people say that Ghana is heading in the wrong direction.
This morning, I want to send a shout out to all the 11% people believe that the country is in the right direction. I want to send good morning to you.
If you be a
I don't know how you're making it, but keep it up. I wish I was part of that 11, but I wish you all the best. Like how you're able to gather that women and say yeah, things are okay, you know, and you're okay where you are. Yeah, good morning to you. Right, that's all I can say. Well, from that survey, let's jump on to another survey, and this time around is about the presidential aspect of surveys. Most Ghanaians trust John Mahama to better manage the economy free senior high school, according to the survey. Well, the story says In the run-up to the 2024 general elections, eligible voters have shared their views on who they believe can better manage the economy vis-a-vis the present economic challenges facing the country. In a recent survey conducted by the Ghanaian research firm Global Info Analytics, Hstv President and 2022 flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), Mr. John Dramani Mahama, was named as the best person to effectively manage the economy. Former President John Mahama was elected among the presidential candidates aspirants such as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Alan Chamantin, and Dr. Kwabena Dufour. And don't forget, Dr. Dufour is also in contention here. Per the survey, 55% of the Ghanaian populace believe Mr. Mahama will better manage the economy as against his contenders. For Dr. Kwabena Dufour, Alan Chamantin, and Dr. Bawumia, a meager 2.4%. 12.56% and 16.83% of the Ghanaian populace believe they can better manage the economy. So imagine, just do assessment, 55% against 2.4, 12.56 and 16.83. The guy is far ahead. Regarding the now troubled Free Senior High School, some 51.7% of the populace believe Mr. Mahama can better manage the social policy program along with all other challenges in the education sector. Dr. Bawumia, Dr. Dufour, and Alan Chamantin, some 21.42%, 1.81%, and 13.34% of the Ghanaian populace believe they can better handle the free senior high school policy and other challenges in the education sector. Regarding the job creation, a similar proportion of the Ghanaian populace, 50.88%, believe Mr. Mahama can create better job opportunities as compared to Dr. Bawumia or Alan Chamantin, who 19.60% and 15.23% of the populace believe can create better job opportunities. So we have a table that asks the three key questions. Who do you trust better manage the economy? And that we have Mahama leading with 55.35%. And then Dr. Dufour, 2.40%. Alan Chamantin, 12.56%. And then someone else. I don't know who that someone else is. It could be maybe Kofi Grant. Someone else is 12.86%. And Dr. Bawumia scoring 16.83%. So in all the three questions that you see, so one is, who do you trust to better manage the economy? Mahama won there. Who do you trust to better create job opportunities? Once again, Mahama won with over 50%. And then the last question is, who do you trust to better manage the challenges in education, especially the free senior high school? That also, Mahama won 51.70%. So all, he had over 50% in that respondent questions that was posed. So yeah, that is it. As to whether that's what it's going to be, come December 2024 is a question for the gods. I'm not the one to answer. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. So anything can happen between now and then. But trust me, a lot of these surveys will be coming up between now and 2024.
So we should expect
we have more. The posters will come in. The surveys will come in. All saying what you have to say. So yeah, let's see. I will be shocked if even Mario Kofi Ghani, he was also one independent candidate. His name pops up that he's going to be the president of Ghana 2024. I'll be shocked. So yeah, on the D-Day we'll get to find out. On the 7th or maybe 3 days after the election date, we'll get to find out who really going to be the president. So all these surveys are just like Octopus Paul. Once upon a time during the World Cup, he was predicting who is going to win the World Cup and all that, but he got some predictions wrong. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, away from that, let's talk about the mid-year budget. Atasia confident government will prioritize revenue measures reforms. So ahead of the mid-year budget review, Chairman of the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament, Samuel Atta Echia, is confident government will prioritize making revenue measures effective. The mid-year budget review, which was earlier slated for this week, was postponed due to the government's engagement with the IMF for a bailout program. All other things being equal, the budget is expected to be presented on the 25th of July 2022. That's coming Monday. The fiscal policy measures which were captured in the 2022 budget to generate more revenues and undertake transformational projects have so far performed below expectation. I believe the e-levy is one of them. The measures were expected to help generate about 152 billion cedis by the end of the year. But the first quarter results, which have been released, indicate that only 16.71 billion Ghana cedis has been raised, and this is less than the quarter of the projected revenue. Citing the inability of the electronic transfer levy, that's the e-levy, to rake in the budgeted revenue as an example, Chairman of the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament, Samuel Atechian, said he expects that the Finance Minister to introduce additional measures that would increase revenue, especially with the IMF coming on board. Which other measures would they introduce? E-levy didn't turn out, so IMF today, I say we should look at next year at the end of the first quarter of the year. So what other measures should they
It's a
introduce?
homegrown policy.
Quoting that, I'm tempted to conclude that he's going to look at the revenue measures. For example, we know that the e-levy did not generate what we were expecting, so why are we still paying it? What is he going to do to ensure that we rake in some revenue so that we will be able to tackle our developmental agenda? These are some of the concerns that he raised. That is the chairman of the Mines and Energy Committee of Parliament.
All right.
So why are we still paying e-levy?
I need crano, kakraba. I need crano. We had that 60, about, is it 10% of it?
I answer 10%.
Okay.
Almost 10%.
Almost 10%. Still, I 60,000 Ghana cedis in Omunya. 600. No, 60,000 per month in Omunya. Let's do something.
Do what?
Subsidize fuel.
If the thing is not working out, let us stop paying. Let us stop paying. The thing is not working out. Let us stop paying.
Well, as to whether they will do it, don't forget there's a media review budget that's going to happen very soon. So the finance minister asked whether he's going to let go of the e-levy. You mentioned it. As to whether there's a new T-levy that is going to come. You mentioned it. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and wait for the media.
But we are finding your e-levy. We say we won't pay, but we are paying.
People are paying. Yeah, people are still paying. With some people, they don't have a choice but to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? So that's it. Anyway.
Because my daddy is on my call yesterday to send me money. What do I do?
So it's, yeah.
I can't say I'm going all the way home to collect the money. Transport
Anyways, let's just stick with business. And that was first business story. This is another business story we have. An increased monetary policy rate by 100 to 150 basis points, according to IEA, to BOG. And so, I'm just talking about BOG, Professor Steve Hanks, the John Hopkins economist. He's saying that we should forget about BOG. We should put BOG aside and then set up a new monetary sort of body because BOG has outlived its mandates, or sort of, because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing in keeping up our currency. So we should scrap it back. Some people are saying, some economists are saying that BOG still need BOG because if BOG goes off, the black market will take over, which will not be healthy for our economy. So IEA is today. I remember they also mentioned before they went for the 156th conference meeting of the BOG. Dr. John Kwachi mentioned that they should increase the basis point. That's why we got to the 19%. It was 17, and they did. So now he's also advocating again that we should increase it again. By 100% to 150% basis points. But as to whether they will listen to this one, well, let's wait and see. The story says the Institute of Economic Affairs is asking the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana to increase the monetary policy rate by another 100 to 150 basis points to 20 or 20.5%. This ahead of the Central Bank MPC press conference on Monday, July 25. And so they're going to have the press conference, the conference again, and the MPC conference again. So he always says before they go. So hopefully this time around they might also consider it. And which might see the review of the MPR to stem the high level of inflation in the country. Currently, the MPR, the rate at which the Bank of Ghana lends to commercial banks in the country, stands at 19%. In a statement, the Director of Research of the IEA, Dr. John Kwachi, believes the proposed adjustment will narrow the inflation PR gap, although the real PR will remain negative. He goes on to say, further, the adjustment will signal the MPC's unwavering commitment to fighting inflation and bringing it under control. The adjustment will also send the right signal to and help calm the markets, his statement said. Further, the policy think tank explained that the next meeting of the MPC in September 2022, when the committee would have had the benefits of 2 more inflation reading in July and August would give it a clearer sense of the trend of its reposition of the PR accordingly. So that is it. The policy rate is being advocated by Dr. John Kwachi and his team that it should be increased to a more 100 to 150 basis points, which will take us to 20 or 20.5% of the monetary policy rate, which currently stands at 19%. All right, so that is it. The last time we had a conversation with him, he says there are technocrats around, economists around, but they don't listen to the government. Sorry, the government doesn't listen to them. And they advise and they don't listen. But I'm happy his first idea that he gave with respect to the policy rate, they listen. And now he's giving yet another. So let's see whether they will listen or not.
Yeah. Okay, I think this has to do with our last business story that says that government reopens 5-year dollar bond and issues 3-year CD bond. So government has reopened its 5-year dollar denominated bond issued on 19th of November 2021. And the senior unsecured dollar-denominated bond issued last year has a maturity term of 5 years, so it's expected to mature on the 19th of November 2026. So from 2021 2026, a period of 5 years. And the reopening of tap issue of the dollar bond by government is due to the outstanding amount of 264 million USD to be issued. A tap issue is a procedure that allows borrowers to sell bonds or other short-term debt instruments from past issues. The bonds are issued at the original face value, maturity, and coupon rate, but are sold at the current market price. So according to the Finance Ministry, the dollar bond issued at a coupon rate of 600 basis points, that's 6%, is open to residents and non-resident Ghanaian investors, and the bid offers for the bond begins 9 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. on Thursday, the 21st of July 2022. That's tomorrow. So in addition to the tap issue of the dollar bond is the issuance of a 3-year CD bond by the government. The CD bond, the Finance Ministry notes, will be used as rollover for the maturing 5-year denominated bond, and the senior secured CD bond is expected to also mature in July in 2025. So that is it as regards to the 5-year dollar bond and then the 3-year CD bond.
I saw some ratings somewhere, comparatively, some business analysis being made about the bureau bonds we've gone for so far. Within the shortest period of the 4 years or even 6 years of the administration, they've had higher bonds even than all the other administrations that have ever lived. What did they use it for? That's the question. Anyways, they'll tell you we are in critical times, so yeah, more borrowing.
But I'm noticing your voice comes back when you're talking about these things.
What did they do?
What did they do? No, what did they do?
Well, I went from business. Some religious stories that is trending. Akufuado's pastor that he was popularly known during 2017, yes, during his inauguration, I am on a special seat at Independence Square. He's now talking. He says Akufuado has become stubborn like the biblical Saul. Reverend Owusu Bempah laments hardship. Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah has disclosed that he no longer has a close relationship with the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. You're not the only person, my brother. Go and ask Boache Jaco. Let me read that part again. It's interesting. Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah has disclosed that he no longer has a close relationship with President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo because the president is no longer listening to God. In an interview posted on YouTube, the preacher known as a nation's prophet, yes, I reduced his title, sorry. It is nation's prophet, not the president's preacher or pastor. It's nation's prophet. Is heard lamenting how Akufo-Addo's countenance towards matters of God has dipped. But he's the same person who's trying to build a cathedral. Why has it dipped? Asked whether he was mistaken to have backed the president spiritually in his days in opposition, Bempah insisted that he did what was told to him by God at the time. He likened his current relationship with the president to that of Saul and Samuel in the Bible, positing that he was Samuel, a man simply directed by God to anoint his chosen one. while Akufo-Addo was Saul, the chosen one, who disobeyed God and was visited with hard times. Someone was asked to anoint Saul to become president. Things did not go well. Things went rough. And that was because Saul became stubborn and was not listening to God and Samuel. So Samuel distanced himself from Saul. When Samuel tried to intervene at the point, God asked him to stay off because Saul had showed disobedience. And so I see the pure heart of Akufo-Addo, for which God chose him, has changed. He doesn't listen to God anymore. And the prayers that clergymen used to say for him, he doesn't allow it any longer. So if you like him to Saul, I believe they want to say if you liken him to Saul, it is the same thing. Samuel was only instructed by God to anoint Saul because he was God's own choice. He stressed. Albeit the same story. If you continue what the biblical allusion says, God instructed Samuel to go and anoint a young boy whose father was Jesse, who was tendering the lamb in the forest somewhere, to become the next president. So if he's likening the situation now to Samuel and Saul, maybe we should see him going to anoint the new president for us. Or is that not the case? The story didn't end there, that with Saul's disobedience. No. Samuel later went to anoint Jesse's son in the person of David to become the new, he even went to serve. So I'm thinking that by now, the person should have been anointed. He should be serving in the presidency or the Jubilee House by now. And Akufo-Addo should be throwing some spear at him. My bad. I'll just being a student of the Bible. I'm just trying to explain further the story. That's all. Don't take it personal. I'm not blaspheming. I'm just narrating the story in the Bible.
Is that all for
Anyways, that's all for the story.
Okay, now let's get into the story that got you and I a little bit heated up earlier.
Okay.
And it's interactive, so you can equally share your thoughts and comments as regards to that story. It says that stop desecrating Atta Mills's grave, and this is from the family warning the government. Stop desecrating Atta Mills's grave. The family of the late President John Evans Atta Mills is furious at the government for allowing an NGO run by former Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Koku Anyidoho, to tamper with the tomb of the former president at the Asomdwe Park. The Atta Mills Institute, led by Mr. Anyidoho with the help of the government through the Coastal Development Authority, is renovating the Asomdwe Park where the late president was buried. Speaking to the media in Parliament, brother of the late president, Samuel Atta Mills, questioned why the government did not consult the family before embarking on the project. He asked the government to immediately stop Koku Anyidoho from desecrating the place of burial of the late President John Evans Atta Mills, quoting that this is an insult to the family. This is an insult to the nation. This is an insult to the accounts. Now, the government allows an NGO to run Asomdwe Park. President Atta Mills is not the only president who has passed away in Ghana. Other presidents have passed away. He quoted again that it is a very serious thing, but the government has to provide the body of President John Atta Mills. We want to find out where the body is. What have you done with it? What kind of rituals did you perform over there? When cases start coming after you, don't blame anyone. So we have the video as regards to the story that the brother of the late President John Evans Fifi Atta Mills, his brother Samuel, is very furious at the government for the desecration of the Asomdwe Park. So let's take the video and be back.
We are talking about the grave of President John Evans Atta Mills, my older brother, and from the same father, the same mother with him. Apparently, a group calling itself Atta Mills Institute, that the family doesn't recognize, and Coastal Development Authority have gone to break this grave of President John Evans Atta Mills. They have removed the tomb, and what they've done is they claim that they are rebuilding it. Now, my question is this: we have traditions. Why would you go and touch somebody's grave without informing the family? Now, the question I want to ask is this: now that you've gone to touch it, is the body still in that grave? What did you put in that grave? What kind of rituals did you perform over there? Why would you go and touch the grave without informing us? Who has the body now? And that is a question that I want to ask Ghanaians. Who has the body now? Coastal Development Authority. Under whose authority did you do this? Why do you always want to make us go through grief every time? Now you allow someone like Koko Anyidoho, that buffoon, working with at Tamils Institute, so-called, to go and touch this grave without informing our family head. This is a former president. Why would the government allow this to happen?
Right, so those are the questions posed to the government by the younger brother of the late John Evans Fifi Atamnos. Who has the body? Why was the family not informed before the desecration of the Assembly Park? And why the tomb was removed without informing the family of the late John Evans Fifi Atamnos? Diego.
They raise very pertinent questions. Agreeably so. One key thing is not informing them. That is the main key thing. Okay. And let's wait. Let's not bury them yet, as in the government yet. They have to come out and explain as to whether they did inform or they didn't inform. Okay. That part, if they didn't do it, then of course they're wrong in the first place, because at every given situation, they're supposed to be part of it. Yeah. He is saying that they didn't inform them. So yes, let's see. I think the thrust of the whole press briefing that he gave has to do with the fact that they don't recognize Kukwanido when it's NGO.
Yeah, because it said an
the Coastal Development people
calling itself
exactly.
Atamils Institute.
That thing, like, they don't want to associate themselves with Kukwanido. I don't know why.
I don't know, but I don't want to look at it through that lens. That is Kokwani. I'm looking, even if it's any other person, they have no record. That institute is not recognized by the family.
Exactly, that's what you said.
Yes, so I don't want to look at it through that lens. That is Kokwanido who, or they don't want to associate themselves with Kokwa, like that personality Kokwanido. Whoever it is, once the family doesn't recognize, that's it.
Well, they exist. That's the thing.
The family doesn't recognize.
Who doesn't know Kokwanido?
The family doesn't recognize.
He was the closest ally to Professor Mills. He was the closest. It was even said that they are witch hunting him at this moment, and even sacked him from NDC. I don't know whether you know. They sacked him. They were witch hunting because Professor Mills doesn't exist anymore. So he's still trying to live his legacy. Why is he championing? Why did he set up the NGO and all that? He still believes in the man that once upon a time held him and supported him and made him who he was. He was a deputy general secretary of the party. Yeah. So he still believes in his ideology and everything. So he's preserving his memory and all that. He has a good intention, no doubt.
So good intention.
But then again, the information should have been trickled. And he's not doing this alone. He's doing this in conjunction with the government.
But this is somebody who you're saying that he actually wants to leave the legacy of the late president and that he believed in his ideology. So once you want to do this for the president, maybe you want his name to last long or be in the ears of the government. Then why are you with the government?
Exactly.
But,
so
yes,
the government should have taken
why is the family out? Even if the government didn't inform the family of the late president, why not you, the individual that you believe that you still believe in the ideologies of the late president? Why not you then liaise with the family?
Don't forget, he's been ousted out of NDC.
This is not NDC. This is the family of the president.
It has everything to do with that also. You're not seeing beyond what I'm trying to talk about. They are NDC people. They are currently Fifi Atamils. Sorry, Samuel Atamils is also standing. He's a member of parliament. He's a member of parliament, and all the caucuses standing there were NDC people. Yeah, and now the guy is out of NDC. So he mentioned it. We don't recognize You see, that part also has to do with the political angle also. But anyway, let's move on from
I'm
that.
looking at it from the traditional angle.
AMA sanctions street preachers for making noise, operating without permits. For once, I never knew that if you're supposed to preach along the street, you're supposed to get permit for it.
I didn't know.
Now we have to, because they are a nuisance, honestly. Most of them are a nuisance. And I'm sure if this is started, they should go to the churches that are close by, residences that make noise throughout the dawn, people don't sleep, and even pubs and clubs that are situated close to some houses that they blaze throughout the night, because you're supposed to have some decibel amount of noise.
I really 75 during day, 65
yes.
those. I really
they are decibels. So if you go beyond it, you're supposed to be arrested. Yet they don't even implement it. So they are being arrested for making noise. So it means they've gone beyond the decibel. Well, the story says that Accra Metropolitan Assembly has issued notices to 10 street preachers and 5 persons engaged in a sale of products using public address system. Yes, pen drive. Memory.
I see your voice is back.
Don't take that story again. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has issued notices to 10 street preachers and 5 persons engaged in the sale of products using public address system in the Central Business District for operating without a permit and making noise contrary to AMA Abatement of Noise Bylaw 2017. The public health officers of the Assembly issued a notice on Friday, 15 July 2022, when they stormed the CBD at the Central Business District to enforce the Abatement of Noise Bylaw. Speaking during the exercise, the head of public affairs at the AMA, Mr. Gilbert Ni Ankra, said according to the Ghana Standards Protection Requirement for Ambience Noise Control Code GS 122 colon 2018, the permissible noise level within the commercial area should be 75 decibels during the day and 65 decibels during the night, whilst areas with residential, trading, and light industrial activities should be 60 decibels during the day and 65 decibels during the night. He disclosed that under the Section 9 of the AMA Abatement of Noise Bylaw, public preachers were expected to obtain a street preaching permit from the AMA, which mandates them to go about the activities from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. with adherence to the permissible noise level. So it's 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Not the dawn one that they've been doing. And the law doesn't allow. He explained that under the Abatement of Noise Bylaw, churches and religious institutions conducting services shall not allow music to be played or to preach at the service so loud to cause disturbances to residents in an area, adding that such services must be between 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. So that is it from the AMA. But they should add the pubs and clubs also, because they're also causing a lot of nuisance to certain houses. Because you live in your house, you come back very late, tired, traffic at you, almost 10 p.m. You're going to sleep. Then somebody's blazing some noise somewhere, disturbing you. You can't even have a good night's sleep. You have to wake up very early and drive and go back to work because you want to avoid traffic. It doesn't help. So I'm happy they are implementing this law. This is even 2017. Imagine. Afianza, they are now implementing it. Telling us 75 decibels, 60 decibels, then. Well, we need to have an education on that. Hopefully, if we get Niankra sometime to explain what the decibel means and how they measure it and all those things, so that we can be more educated. Because you can't just say this and that is it. People don't understand the decibel.
But all we know is they are holding megaphones and they're just
exactly. How do you measure those decibels and all those things? So we'll try and get it through to the AMA sometime and then have a conversation with them to educate us a bit more on that law, 2017 law. All right.
Okay, let's run through this quickly. This one says that lack of vibrant TVET cause of nation's woes, and this is from Professor Osei Wusu-Echao. The Vice Chancellor of the Kumasi Technical University, Professor Osei Wusu-Echao, has blamed Ghana's economic woes on the lack of a vibrant technical, vocational education and training in the country's education system. He said the educational system handed down by the colonial masters was not development driven, but to, in quotes, make us perpetually dependent on them, unquote. Quoting again that Ghana's education system over many years, perhaps until recently, has been academic track education based at all levels of our educational system, from primary through secondary education to the tertiary level. The many institutions scattered across the country have focused on the mastery and delivery of knowledge on varied subjects, quoting that this effort has produced the outcomes that we all are witnesses to today, namely many graduates who can talk and debate, but who are severely constrained when it comes to practical performance. Professor Charles said at the launch of the centenary anniversary of the Mampong Technical College of Education at Asante Mampong. That's the story.
All right.
Right there.
That's a good call. So let me say this before I lose my thoughts.
Okay.
There's been many times the technocrats like these, the professors, the economists, the engineers, they speak and the government doesn't listen. So they get fed up and they don't even want to talk again because they write a white book, white then about all the issues that are surrounding us and all that, but they present it to them on film. So they also call back into their shells, they won't even say anything. But I'm happy they're coming out to talk again, even though I just mentioned Professor John Kwachi, saying that they advise them, they don't listen. But now it looks like they claim to be a listening government now. After they ran to the IMF, now they want to listen to everybody now. So I'm happy these professors and technocrats are coming out to educate and then also share their knowledge with us so that they can pick a thing or two from it and then help us in our development. Speaking of which, there's another professor who is also advocating for something quite important here. And it says, let's train 2 million Ghanaians in malaria treatment. Professor Binka advocates. And this is what it says. An epidemiologist, and former Vice Chancellor of the University of Health and Allied Sciences, Professor Fred Newton Binka, has advocated that the training of more people in the testing and treatment of malaria. He said he was of the belief that if at least 2 million people were trained to test and treat malaria, it would greatly enhance the country's drive to eliminate malaria. In an interview, Professor Binka suggested that retired teachers and civil servants staying in their villages could also be trained in malaria treatment. That's a good call. Nobody has ever talked about that. You are a retired teacher or civil servant staying at your village, and they say there is no hospital, but you are the hospital. We can train you, and the government can give you the drugs and for the children, and you can test and treat them. And when you do that, you would have given back to society, he noted. That's a very good call. For him, since many Ghanaians already have knowledge about malaria, training and certifying such people to test and treat malaria would impact positively on Ghana's malaria elimination process and also help prevent the abuse of malaria drugs or medication. He said training and certifying, the epidemiologist and researcher explained that people who self-treated malaria without going to any treatment person to test for and administer appropriate malaria medications were about 10 times higher than those who went to see professionals. That, Professor Binka said, made it difficult for Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service particularly and the National Malaria Control Program to have accurate data on the scale of the disease in the country. So you see the people who self-medicate for malaria are 10 times more than those who even go to the hospitals. So you don't have the accurate number to even detect how many people are suffering from malaria or not. And his brilliant idea is that civil servants, those who have retired, all that, you're sitting home, you're not doing anything to keep you active a bit because you're supposed to be very active.
Active, right.
They will train you, certify you. I'm sure there will be some little allowances that you can even manage with alongside your Senate pension that you are taking. Just go do some testing on the kids, and when an elderly person comes to the kids, I think they know how to treat kids well. They'll manage it. It will help.
That's a
brilliant. They can train 2 million people to help that. That's a good call. Only if the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and the malaria control people will listen and then heed to his call. But I think it's a brilliant idea.
Okay, I think that's it. That's all. That's all.
Right.
That's all from Matters Horizon. That's all for this.
All right.
Precious Azuma, the sports goddess, is on standby, and then another guest that we have is the president of Psych Aid.
Yeah.
Yes, James
Ike Bedema.
Bedema. We're also going to have a conversation with him as regards to how to grow your business. And then JK is also on standby with Health Entertainment. He's going to have a conversation with
AJ
Nelson. So yes, we're going to take a quick turn, and then when we come back, Sports Goddess Precious Zuma will be on with Sports in Minutes.
Is Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all time, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Cote d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for you. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind when it comes to saying goodbye to your loved ones.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ikwa's parents have signed up to a Pru Wealth plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ikwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ikwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ikwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pru Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pru Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
Welcome back, and it's time for sports. A minute live Precious Azuma. And starting off with the 2022 World Athletic Championship that is still ongoing, Britain's Jake Whiteman produced a stunning run to take 1,500 meters gold at the World Championship in Oregon. The 28-year-old produced a brilliant final best to pass Olympic champion Jacob and clinched the title in 3 minutes, which is 29.23.
They haven't just cheered the Americans, they've cheered excellence wherever they've seen it, and excellence is what's on display here. You can differentiate between the two Kenyans because Chariot has that very distinctive forward lean. If you get a wide shot and you're trying to work out whether the defending champion, that's why he got the bronze. Now Jakob Ingebrigtsen doing what he so often does. The Olympic champion leads, the fastest man in the world this year, Abel Kipsang in second. Chariot on his shoulder in third. Whiteman still fifth, Stewie McSwain sixth, and Josh Kerr, the Olympic bronze medalist in the shades, trying to come wide on the outside and paying close attention as they begin to think about the long, long burn-up for home. Kipsang, listen to the roar at the bell. Jakob Ingebrigtsen striking for the only title missing from his collection. But he's doing this the hard way, you know, because they're all queuing up behind him. Whiteman now coming past the shoulder of Chariot, who's the defending champion. Watch for Kipsang, and don't rule out Josh Kerr, he's got the shades. This is a massive opportunity for Jake Whiteman. So often he's missed out, and he's cut up Jakob Ingebrigtsen there, and he's taken the inside line. Chariot closing in on Ingebrigtsen's shoulder. Katia trying to find a way through on the inside. This is a brilliant run by Whiteman. What a story it would be if he took the title. He might hang on here. Ingebrigtsen's trying. He's closing, but he's looked over his shoulder. Jake Whiteman, with the performance of his lifetime, denies the Olympic champion the world crown. So often, Whiteman has missed out. just off the post.
Moving on to other stories, Kumasi Asante Kotoko have reached an agreement with Emmanuel Ajimambedu for his signature on a free transfer. The 31-year-old is expected to join the Porcupines on a one-year deal contract in the coming weeks. Proceeding to other stories, head coach of newly promoted Ghana Premier League side, I'm talking about in Swaterman FC, head coach Mohamed Gago says he has been waiting for such opportunity to manage the club. Gago has signed a 3-year deal with the club, taking over from Boniface as the team's head coach. According to the former midfielder, the challenge of coaching in the Premier League is one he has always anticipated and did not hesitate to take up the role of leading in Swaterman FC. Also, Ebuakwa Susubribri SC secured promotion to the Division 1 League after defeating Port City FC by 3-2 in the penalty shootout. In the Eastern Regional Division 2 Middle League playoff as at the Asum Presby Park yesterday, the match failed to produce a winner in regulation time as both teams displayed defensive prowess to keep the match at 1-1 after 90 minutes. Now let's wrap up with some women's football league that is going on, and currently as I'm speaking right now, the Northern Zone will feature 2 new additions come next season, with Candy Soccer Academy as well as Tamale Super Ladies FC gaining promotion to play in the Elite Women's Football League. Their exploits in the just ended zonal championship. The Southern Zone are not also left out. It turns out that Rich City FC and Isiam Socrates have gained promotion as well to play in the National Women's Premier League come next season 2022-23, representing the Southern Zone. And I'll be all on sports a minute today live on Hstv. My name once again is Precious Azuma. Healthy morning still continues.
Abusia bedawase se okasa mfonyine egusua eda Hstv ebiana wadamfo bi onua bi ananse busuani bi abo amane se nansen enya de onya Hstv o ne kasa mfonyine eso obuo no mu a onya mfonyine eba nanso kasa bi a emba obuo nso no ane de na tekokra anyimu ayekususu bese otin kaibo ina ebo na mane emaye se we Hstv no atekwa ye bese se obesa scan u TV no foforo anaso obesa scan u decoder no foforo eni be mu akwanya ama won sasa ka Hstv bio de enjumadi ahodo na won so anya akwanya atumi ahwe bi etie bia na onua bi pese o sasa scan TV no foforo a ye bese se obeya aso na watie kwan a obefa so obesa scan TV no anase decoder no efoforo ye di nkan so pese o scan TV no foforo a obefa remote na wa hwe remote ne so wamia menu e wo remote ne so e di amaye atwode bebre e na be ba okasa mfonyi no eso hwehwɛ bi a yɛatwerɛ sɛ channels ɛma yɛn ne nea okay ɛwɔ remote no ɛso ɛde atwerɛ foforɔ ɛbɛsa aba wo kasa mfonyin no ɛso ahwehwɛ bi a yɛatwerɛ sɛ auto scan ne nea okay wɔ remote no so ɛma yɛn webe scan ne stations ahodoɔ a ɛwɔ kasa mfonyin no so ɛde ama wo egyina wo TV no so ebitumi di sima bɛ aduonu ɛkɔ aduasa ɛso stations ahodoɔ ɛba kasa mfonyin no ɛso bɔmɔden a na hwɛ Hstv onsa bɛkan na hwɛ dwumadi ahodoɔ a aka nyinaa ebia na wo deɛ no enye TV na emom odi koda ɛna apɛ sɛ osa scan no fofo ntitiw ɛne ɔmom use go TV obɔmɔden afa remote no na wamia menu ɛwɔ remote no so ɛde ama me atwerɛdeɛ bebree ɛbɛba wo kasa mfonyin no anim wadaroma hwehwɛ bia atwerɛ sɛ advanced option ne nea okay ɛwɔ remote no so ɛma me ɛde atwerɛdeɛ foforɔ ɛbɛba wo kasa mfonyin no anim hwehwɛ bia yɛatwerɛ sɛ installation ne nea okay ɛwɔ remote no so ɛma me ɛde atwerɛdeɛ foforɔ ɛbɛsan aba ahwehwɛ bia yɛatwerɛ sɛ auto scan ne nea okay ɛwɔ remote no so ɛma me webema won sa ka eye kasamfonya na se stations ahodo bomodi na hwe Hstv ne nya okay e wo so webemu akonya asamu abeka Hstv abusha kese en ho ne dwumadi ye nyina wonso gwanya bi ahwe bonua bi an Hstv article amane won fasa akwanyi na ne sabesan akan yede wase so age bre ne wati yen ne wahwe yen so
Song bring y'all to the dance floor. Grab the hand of your man so you can dance small. EPANO, say no more. GH for the no, I know go talk too much. The song already dope. I go make y'all dance where I make more sense. When I make more plans, I go give them to the fans. I feel it, baby, I'm not sitting on the fence. Giving up my chances for play me for the card talk. Play me for the bands. I be Jordan for the pack talk. Breaking your defense. Tell him out to change. Was gone for a minute. Now I'm back again. Not back in vain. Man, I'm back to rain like never before. The boy never the ball. The boy never be dull. I forever be raw. Yes, but fly guy. Samukai Kai. Back in the days, me people just a kai. Now I'm up.
Alright, so it is a beautiful morning right here on Hstv and JKMC to bring you nothing but the best of entertainment. Today I'm starting off, I'm taking the lead from Stephanie and Diego right here. So today we're talking to an artist who's done so well and contributed in the lives of, Ghanaians using his music and rap. That's what he says here. He's a humanitarian. He's done a lot of projects and he's deemed well to be celebrated today on Healthy Morning. So today I have in the studios a J. Nelson Otunfo, known as AJ Nelson. Chairman, you're welcome.
That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice. In Bono, how would you say? What to say? How would you say?
What to say?
You just say the same.
What to say?
What to say?
Yeah.
Nice one.
And yet, what to say? What to say?
What to say?
Yeah. Instead of there's no en.
Okay.
Like this. There's no n at the end. Okay. Just what to say? Like se.
Nice. And how are you gonna respond?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's amazing. So let's still stay in Bono. I know that's where you grew up. Yeah. That's where you were born. Let's just run through quickly how was growing up being for you.
It was okay. It was cool. It was bittersweet. It's just a normal childhood. I mean, lifestyle for a kid.
Yeah.
I grew up in a district capital called Domahinkro, the legendary Domahinkro.
Okay.
And my father.
The legendary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My father is a farmer.
Okay.
So I mean, every now and then, I mean, after vacation, I'll go to the village. So I have village life. I mean, I know how to hunt. I know that I set traps and stuff before. So it was beautiful. I still miss those days, though.
Yeah.
You know, what time are you question? It was
all bank.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
I know at age 14 you started writing your own songs, performing and all that. You know, the inspiration behind. Does mom sing, dad sing? Where did you get all those things from?
My father. My father loves high life music to the core.
Okay.
So he used to buy me a power like from AB Crenshaw, this man Kakaku.
Okay.
Late Dan Fantiman, Joel Aka, and but no, my father likes the other one. Oh, Akotibrof, the man who sang Akotibrof. George Dakon, George Dakon, and Abriche Bakufusami. So I was just listening to a lot of older songs and stuff. So I started maybe like trying to writing my own. So I used to write on the wall with charcoal. And I was trying to play football as well. When I say this, my people laugh at me because they think I was lying, because my childhood I was a very good footballer. Yeah. But the music thing was there even when I was playing football and stuff. So when I grew up, I mean, JHS, that's where I met two friends, Kofi MP and Machiavelli. They were doing well, I mean, rapping. They were young rappers back then. So they actually motivated me a lot to start writing rap music. And then my uncles, they had this cassette, for VHS or something. Yeah, the shemu, yeah, the piano. And they were giving. I'll get all these videos from Salt and Pepper, from Naughty by Nature, from Kuji Rap, Kumo D, and all those like old rappers, Rakim. So I started writing my own stuff, and I said, okay, this is cool. And then that Reggie Waxstone was there as well. He actually cemented everything because he was doing it in Chi. So that's where we all understood and actually accepted the fact that we could also tag along and do
and make it
the same
happen.
thing. So it's been fun since
childhood and all that.
Yeah.
So at what point did you move to Accra?
Oh, I've been coming to Accra since 1992 because my uncles were here.
Okay.
So after vacations, I would just come, and then but I moved permanently. I moved around 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
That's quite long.
Yeah,
Nice.
2000.
And let's talk about your break in 2009. I know that's where professionally.
2008, 2009.
2008,
Yeah.
2009. Let's talk about that journey too. How was it for you and all?
My first single, like Same Girl.
Same Girl. Okay.
Same Girl was very it did well. It was everywhere. I mean, still, rather people know me by just that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was incredible. It was cool. Like, I brought something new. It was something new.
Okay.
Because if you listen to Same Girl, my rap style and everything was new. And then Mukana Mafia too had a unique voice that people really wanted to listen to. So it was okay.
It was okay for
Yeah.
you. And so let's do some comparison. Looking at then and now, like, has music really changed? Has it really evolved?
I love now. Music has evolved because music, that's what it's about. Music evolves. Back then, if you look at the rappers back then, I mean, we had rappers back then. I mean, doing around the 90s, the early 90s to 2000, the early 2000s, we had good rappers. But now we have more good rappers.
More good rappers.
More. If you meet like 10 guys rapping, it will be hard for you to single out one person who is not good.
Okay.
You can chastise them based on the content.
The content, exactly.
But rap itself is not always about content. It doesn't matter. Whatever the person says is a content, whether he's insulting someone or it's a content on its own.
It's just
But it's about the
everything.
quality of the content.
Okay.
But we have good rappers now than before. Yeah. Back then we had a few rappers who were very good. Few rappers.
Few rappers who were very
So
good.
I like now.
You like now as
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
then. And you know, I watched one of your videos where you made mentions that rap is what you do and hip hop is
a lifestyle.
Is a lifestyle.
Yes.
Can you kindly brief us on that?
Okay. Rap, it's a job.
Okay.
It's a profession. hip hop is a culture that you live, your outfit, your talking, your what do you call it? It actually entails a lot.
Your
graffiti
way of life,
art,
what are you doing?
beatboxing, break dancing, and fashion, having the street sense and all that. That is hip hop.
Okay.
And the hip hop itself gave the job which is called rap.
Rap, okay.
So you can be a rapper and not knowing anything about hip hop. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you don't know how it came to be, you don't know where it's from, you don't know the meaning, but you're a rapper. That is what you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So being hip hop is totally the opposite of being a rapper.
Nice one. My phone is already buzzing. We have a lot of questions, going in for you. So let's talk about, is it Rap 101? So let's talk about that space too. What I'm getting here is that what makes a good rapper? Let's put it that way.
A good rapper. I think I look more like my attention is always on what you're saying.
What you're saying.
Yes,
Okay.
but what you're saying alone cannot justify you as a bad rapper or good rapper. So you have to know your delivery, how you're delivering on the beat, your metaphors and your similes. They have to be meaningful.
The whole literature right there.
Yeah, they have to be meaningful.
Okay.
And at the same time, you have to have some kind of a command in your voice. Like rap is, because rap, if you listen to rap, gets boring. I mean, along the line. So if you're not very creative with your rap, I mean schemes, rhyme schemes and stuff, the rap gets boring. It's not like singing that someone can just sing 8 bars and brings in his or her chorus and then that they are done with it. Rap, you have to be somebody like who's really love rap music, to be enjoying rap. So you just have to be creative about what you do. It doesn't really have a formula. But you have to know all these things that I mentioned. Your rhyme scheme, your rhyming, know how to rhyme, no perfect rhyme, no reverse rhyme, no middle rhyme, no the ending. That rhymes that comes at the end. They have a middle rhymes. It's like I'll give an example.
What have you feel of it?
And then you have to know all this, but it doesn't matter what you're saying.
Okay. Just know that.
Yeah.
Will I say the ethics or the things that govern?
Yes.
Perhaps to make it happen.
Yes.
Nice one. So now let's talk about, looking at your career. I know you're a humanitarian.
Yeah.
You've helped a lot of people, doing projects and all that. What inspired, you bringing that side of you into your music?
I think hip hop is about that. It's about helping, stretching. It's about bringing the community together, bringing the world together. That's what hip hop it's about. So I believe that once I can add my voice to something and someone will take it seriously. Like when I talk, people listen. Through music, people listen to me. So I should use the same medium to also impact people differently.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how much I have, the little that I have, I share.
You share with people.
Because that's what life is about. They say we make a living by what we get, but we make life by what we give. So that is what it's about. It's something that's part of me, not because I'm doing music. And most of the things that I do, I don't even put cameras on them. Yeah.
Nice one. Now let's talk about another big break. That was in 2015 in November. Where we saw your music making wave, you being on the list of the people performing for, is it the 44th president? That was Barack Obama.
Oh, yeah, we did a song for him.
You did a song for him, yeah. How was the feeling like, being on that big project?
I think that song even came before Same Girl.
Same Girl came.
Yeah, before Same Girl. We were a lot. I was under Abraham Ohinijan, so Abraham actually championed that whole project and stuff. So we were chosen. It was me, Ochame Kwame, Richie, Asem was on there, Tiny, and a couple of them. It was just a privilege. It was just an honor for me to be on a song with all those guys because they were heavyweight back then. Yeah.
Nice one. And it was amazing. I think it helped shoot.
Yes, because I was actually rapping in Bono. I think I'm the first ever rapper to rap in Bono for years.
Okay, using your local.
Yeah, so people were like the guy at the end, and they put me at the end. They sabotaged me. They did.
But don't you think that made you unique, made you stand out?
I didn't like it because I really wanted people to hear me.
You really want to.
And the song was long. It was too long. So I thought, by the time it gets to my side, they would have flipped the channel.
So let's throw back in there. Do you remember the rap line you did on that song?
Barack Obama. We are singing. I forgot. It's been a long time. Obama, something. I've forgotten, bro. It's been a while.
I think it did quite well.
Oh, yes. And that song was even featured on CNN and stuff. So we all did an interview.
TV days as well.
Yeah.
That's great. That's amazing. And let's talk about the song you did with Wiala too.
Power to the People.
Power to the People. That was another big project. It was really talked about, and I know you were ranked the third on iTunes.
Yes.
The top artist.
Yes, in West Africa.
In West Africa.
Yes.
How did the whole concept come about?
And power to the people. I'm a bit political when I write. Okay. Yeah, I make bold statements, like things that some of my colleagues or my contemporaries are afraid to say. That is what music is supposed to be about. Music is not only meant for enjoyment. Music is supposed to make you cry. Music is supposed to rebuke you. Music is supposed to make you angry. Music is supposed to tell each other, get up your feet. On your feet, go and get it. Like, you understand? So music is supposed to tell you about what is going on, about our leaders and what they are doing, whatever they are doing is affecting us positively or negatively. So I like to touch on certain issues.
But don't you think it affected your career in a way during that time?
It's still affecting me, but it doesn't matter. There are some things you can't just stop them.
So
like racism, you can't stop it.
You can't stop.
You can only talk about it, but it still persists. Like it's still.
We're gonna say it bluntly that it's like they were trying to push down your career because you were being vocal, touching on social.
That great song should have been nominated and stuff, but because of the words in there, even though I wasn't insulting anybody, nobody talked about it. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm more particular about what the song is doing out there, like the response I get. People calling you, people sending you messages, actually like your song. There are a few rappers like you who are doing something, like keep on. Those are the things that keep me going.
But you never had a moment where you went like, Charlie, I need to switch from the kind of voice I put into my music.
No. What I've been trying to switch is the sound. Not the words.
Okay.
The sound.
Now,
yes.
The music?
Yes. Okay. What I mean is I'm talking about the song itself, not the words on it. The song is the beat. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm trying to switch, because I watched some documentary on Bob Marley.
Okay.
And when he was in Jamaica, he was doing like very indigenous reggae music, which was like hardcore reggae music. And then when he moved to London, when he went to London, he heard the news, like different sound altogether. So when you listen to Bob Marley before he died, sometimes he has even have rock guitar in some of his songs. So that song was popular back then. But one thing that he didn't compromise on was his words. He didn't compromise on his words. So he got a beat that everybody can listen to, like it's soothing to the ear, but my words are my words.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm trying to switch. That is why you hear me doing a typical high life with live strings and live bass and live horns and stuff. But the subject matter is still the same. It's still me. It's still AJ.
You're not compromising. Not change anything. No. Let's talk about award. Musicians who are being appreciated here in Ghana. Award schemes here. You made mention you were supposed to get a nomination where it didn't work out for you. Do you think the award industry, they are being genuine when it comes to honoring and awarding musicians here in Ghana?
My publicist has actually advised me not to talk about award schemes and stuff and what it. I know what it feels when you win one. It actually propels you. It actually puts you on a certain level that people start. They begin to get to search for you or get to know you, who he is, what did he do, what are his songs and stuff like that. But as to whether I should have been nominated or I shouldn't have been nominated, I don't know. But I still believe that song should have been nominated. But it's not something that I have grief over. Like day to day, I think about it. No, I have moved on.
Yeah,
I've moved on. After that, I create a lot of beautiful music. I released Africa Rise album in 2018, 2019. I think before COVID. Beautiful song. You should just go look up for the album, Africa Rise.
Sure.
16-track album.
I would search for it, but I'm still on this.
Then you call me.
Yeah, yes. Definitely. I'm still on this award issue thing. You know, it deems right when you are being recognized, when you are, you know, given this award. It helps boost you as an individual. And you saying your publicist is telling you not to talk about.
Yeah, not to be too much about it. Like I feel like I'm too hurt. Like I'm hurt by what they did. It's politics. You know, you know it's politics. There's a lot of politics going on in this industry. Yeah, so I don't want to. I'm trying to be. I think that politically correct. I'm trying to censor my words so I don't get on. I mean, step on anybody's toes.
You've already stepped on toes in the past years, talking about politicians, you know, social issues and all that.
No, I didn't see any toes back there. I mean, I'm just saying what it is. I never mentioned anybody's name in particular. Now, my songs are. This is what I do. When I speak on politics. Or like controversial matters. My thing is, my idea or the motive is for it to be appreciated in everywhere of the world, like every ghetto, every place. So part of the people could be played in America, and the people there can relate, because it doesn't tell you where the guy is coming from, and he's single like talking Ghana. I feel like bringing down the parliament. Do like you understand what I'm saying? I never say I'm bringing down Ghana parliament. That would be treason. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's bold, but it's not. You can't tell me it's about you.
It's about you.
Only you.
Good. Nice. Yeah. I just want to find out your relation with GH Brothers. Are you cool with them?
Oh yeah.
The record label.
Oh, we're still brothers, even though the record label is no more there.
But you're still cool.
Yeah, we are trying to come back. Oh, I'm cool. Jay is coming back in the next 2 months.
Jay Gathi, right?
Yeah, he's done with his album.
And are we going to see any collaborations with him again?
That is family, so anything can happen.
Anything can still happen.
Yeah.
Nice. So, AJ, I want to find out from you, what's that one thing you would want to change in the current music scene? What do you want to change?
Royalty system.
Yeah. And are you part of the, how do you call it? You know, there's a musica?
Gamro.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a member.
No, I'm on BMI.
You're on BMI?
Yeah.
Okay. And what in particular do you want them changing when it comes to royalties? Have you faced any?
Transparency. And we are in the world, I mean, we find ourselves in a certain situation which is beautiful because technology keeps improving day in, day out. So what people in South Africa are using to collect these royalties for their musicians, we can implement the same thing here. We can even have people to sponsor this. People out there want to come on board. I heard SASEM, it's trying to, SASEM is here trying to partner with Gamro and stuff. They should just allow them to partner, because learn. You should just be knowledgeable. I mean, learn. Don't cease to learn. Learn. It doesn't matter the person knows more than you. Just emulate it. Learn.
They're just not learning.
It's intentional.
It's intentional.
When they learn, they will know the right things to do. They don't want to do the right things, so they don't want to learn.
From them. I'm loving the energy. Now let's talk about your current project. I'm seeing Guy all over. Yeah, let's talk about the inspiration behind the song and projects ahead.
Guy is like a feel good music, like high life music that I did with two friends of mine, Kwaku Afro and Ohene Savan. He's a Ghana American, is a producer / rapper, and he plays about 5 instruments. He's a son of former judge Selassie Sawyer. Yeah, so he's actually very deep into music and other stuff. So he was in Ghana before COVID, and then he wanted us to do something. I mean, my plan was to go to the studio and do another AJ Nelson which is hip hop, Bunchang, and he was like, nah, no, AJ, the sound in Africa is changing. So let's do something unique, something which is opposite of what people mostly know us of. So you chose Afrobeat, and then I chose High Life.
Okay.
So we we blended both
together.
And then one of my friends had visited me from Belgium.
Okay.
Rafael Visconti was there. He's the one who played the guitar. So P. Wizzy did his magic, and then the rest was history.
Because listening to the song, it's quite different. The view and everything. I saw you playing football.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the concept. You bringing back the memories of you playing football.
Yeah.
Let's just touch on that too.
No, really, it's the football part is about some certain bar in my verse which I'll say that. Break your like Jordan breaking up your defense.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just did that to highlight the fact that Jordan is a striker and he's a Ghanaian and stuff. We are proud of him. So that's why we used the soccer part. And then the rest was directed by the director. And he took in charge and he did everything.
Nice one.
The color scheme and everything. We wanted to, something that would remind people of the olden days because it's high life and it has some horns like old stuff.
Nice. Yeah. So since you dropped there, how's the response been? People
so far so good.
And where do we get the song?
It's on all streaming platforms. It's on Boomplay in Ghana. You can get it on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Audio Mac, everywhere. Play Africa. Soon it will be on Halftime as well.
Nice one. So what
the
you
video was released only yesterday.
Just yesterday, and the response has been quite amazing.
Cool.
Nice one.
Cool.
I know you were a graphic designer.
Yeah, that's what I studied in IPMC.
Nice. And what are you still working around it?
I can't even draw my own nose.
What?
I tell you, brother. Forget. I didn't even go for my certificate.
You didn't go for your certificate?
Yeah. I think I'll go for it.
Go for it, but don't you think you want to go back and
No, I'll go to school, but I'm not. When I if I should go back to school, I'm going to learn philosophy. So now, and history.
Why philosophy and history?
Because that's what I'm about.
That's what you're about.
Yeah.
Nice. And how is wifey, the family doing?
She's cool.
Everybody's
okay.
Nice. So what will be your final words to your family, your fans, friends today?
I love my friends. I love my fans. I love my family. They should just go out there and watch the new music video. Guy, it's on YouTube. So subscribe to my channel, and then just do you. Be good. Nice. You can do anything in this world as long as you put your mind to it. And they say the head, it's more important than the rest of our body. So if you use it correctly, I know you're going places. And so you can say whatever you want to say, but you always have to be mindful of what you say.
Nice.
So that's it.
I'm really humbled having you on the show today.
Shout outs to Kes Hood TV. Shout outs to all my DC brothers. Shout outs to William Diego for always, putting me on. And shout outs to the entire Hstv team. Big outs to Joel, my road manager.
Okay. When I bring Diego here, I think we'll have an extra arm. So I think we'll have to come back again.
No problem.
So Brian C, right? Brian C. The name
BAMC. It used to be BAMC, and I'm no more an MC. I'm a king now.
You're a king now.
Yeah. So it's the king of BA.
King of BA.
Yeah. If you should Google me, they will tell you AJ Nelson is one of the most important people from Brong-Ahafo region. And I put in that region on the map. Yes.
So I'm
a king now.
I have a WhatsApp message here where I would want to read. This coming said, a shout out to yourself, JK, and to AJ Nelson. Also, I've always loved your song Faith with Jingati. Keep going. This is coming from Boysing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice one. So I think he's also watching us live.
What's up, Boysing?
Nice one. Shout
out to J Smalls.
J Smalls. Okay, yeah, J Smalls happened to be my
Mattison. Yeah?
He happened to be my mate in high school. If I'm right.
Yeah.
That's him. Was my mate. That's your brother.
Yeah, the rapper.
Whoa. That's amazing.
Crazy guy.
I know, right? Sharp. All right, so viewers, this is why we draw the curtain on Healthy Tainment, right, on Healthy Morning. So we'll still have a lot for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Featuring on Henry Savan and Kwaku Afro. They call this one Guy. Enjoy.
Make a song, bring y'all to the dance floor. Grab the hand of your man so you can dance small. EPANO, say no more. GH for the no, I no go talk too much. The song already dope. I go make y'all dance while I make more sense. When I make more plans, I will give them to the fans. I feel a baby, I'm not sitting on the fence. Giving up my chances for play me for the card top, play me for the bands. I be Jordan for the pack top, breaking your defense. Tell him out to change, what's gone for a minute. Now I'm back again, not back in vain. May I'm back to reign like never before. The boy never the ball, but the boy never be dull. I forever be raw, yes, but fly guy, Samo Kai Kai. Back in the days, me came with the Sakai Kai. Now I'm up on the way, hopping to the bright side.
Come now, baby, kill your defenses. Or Hstv, fresh out the trenches. Ain't no stopping the vibe, we are relentless. In hip-hop, I'm a god, come to your senses. Philadelphia rap, mixed with African swag. Check the African map and feel the wrath of the black. Cause we ain't horsing around, this ain't no striped horse. Burn the devil's kingdom down, hold a bright torch. I be out in Medina, probably kick it with the team. I'm eating yam chips, maybe even buy yours. In this economy, I'm the seeker you need. I bless the track and everything I can see. Yes, I pass through a crop, bless the fam, do or die. The red, gold, and green in the black is survive.
Jimmy chain as a Jimmy J shock. Sugar fish show me nothing. If you take out here, me want G F F Diamond no go fit to diamond. You figure you be sharp at me a past 9. Canada, London to Taiwan. Baby, everybody knows I am the guy. Me am a brand girl, come in ten you be a kid. Say me shut down me bar. Me da no be a day. Ben kibe una me sene na me a guy. I did. You know, say nobody bad. Alright. And that was Guy by AJ Nelson featuring Hstv and Kweku Afro. I loved it. Beautiful song, beautiful.
Is Dr. Andrew Akutu. I'm the Managing Director of Hstv Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, everything became a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, can all be done and made available in one place. And at all time, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Homes provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Cote d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only 2 privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is 1 telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family. Often enough, the sum paid to the family may not be sufficient to cover the basic needs the family requires. That is where the Prudential Dignity Plan comes into its own and is significantly different, because what the Prudential Dignity Plan ensures are the services that will be required, so that it does not matter whether 5 years or 10 years after the insurance was taken, those services will be provided regardless of the fact that the costs may have gone up. Once you are insured, your services are covered. It doesn't matter how long before the death occurs.
Dignity Farewell Plan from Prudential Life Insurance, in partnership with Hstv Funeral Homes, is providing families with over a decade of experience and peace of mind when it comes to saying goodbye to your loved one.
In your aminin or Rayo Abowa, and Zamada Chima, or be there on him damning, Ada Oya for Noya, na Oya Papa, no more on the law, and I remember it's Hstv for say, Mimbi Saudi, about the net, it's on Tadia Nasa, your real estate, and your boutique, it's on makeups, and it's on sassy, it's on cast. Bibi Biara, it's on Biampo, say a scooper, your banana, you are Bedida, your bow shop, and our company on ma, ya take a very short video, 1 minute interview. If Fred man na me ya, I mean I'm pamfo. Ya baba, ye fee and you are big to yes.
Don't call me old.
Don't call me.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond, plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pro Wealth Plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pro Wealth Plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pro Wealth Plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
That's quite a rare combination when it comes to music being done. A reggae artist with a high life artist combining to do such a great song titled Atia Donko. You saw about an episode with our very own, I should say, in a legendary position, Kwabena Kwabena, doing that amazing song there. And everybody's falling in love with that song, including my producer Shadrach. So shout out to you. Enjoy it wherever you are. It's time for us to get into another conversation. Just gone by was AJ Nelson with our very own Mr. Kwesi, aka Headroom, with conversation around what AJ has been up to so far. Well, it's time to have a conversation about how to grow your business. Last week we took off on a very good note, and we were able to go through some few liners or topics that you are very essential and needed in the terms of growing your business. So we're going to have a continuation of that. So my co-host is joining me, Stephanie, and as usual, the usual suspect to take us through that happens to be a man with an MA in Communication Development. He is president of Psych Aid Ghana, and of course a managing partner at Globe Productions. I'm talking about James E.K. Bedema. What's the meaning of the E.K.? Efokoku.
Eche. I'm a twin.
Oh, wow.
So it's Eche.
Oh.
And then Koshi is
Achu. There's
my twin brother is Achu. He's
nice.
John Achu Koshi Bedema.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And I am James.
Do you look alike?
Eche Koshi Bedema. Somehow. He took my father and I took my mother.
Oh, nice. That's perfect.
So we
that's
divided
nice.
equally.
That's nice.
Eche and Achu.
So James Eche Kwashi.
Okay, I'm Kakra. And he's Payne.
Oh, okay.
That's it ever. But Akan is switches.
Oh, okay.
You get it. And Akan he's Kakra and I'm Payne.
Hey, what should that be?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what tradition. We're not talking about traditions today. Let's leave that for another day. Anyway, so last week we did how to grow your business, and we put out some few factors that people should consider whilst doing that. So let's do a bit of a recap. So we mentioned deliver excellent service every time. We also mentioned the fact that you're supposed to treat everyone with respect and accord everyone with dignity. And then the other one has to do with work hand in hand. Work hard and smart. Yes, work hard and smart. And then he said it has changed to working smart.
Not hard.
Not hard, yes, good. And then he said motivate yourself and your staff, which is very key. So we have tangible and intangible kind of motivation, mention the money bit and all. And then focus your mission and vision. And that we also had a conversation about the fact that there's a need for even employers to have it maybe station somewhere in the office. It rings the bell to everybody who walks in and see that, okay, that's your vision, that's your mission.
You run them through.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And then be determined to succeed. You should have that determining factor. I mean, it's very key to achieving anything as and be successful. And then have connection. That's the network we're talking about. Very key. Okay. And then put God first, others second, yourself third. That was a quite controversial one.
Only in business.
Yes. Quite a controversial one.
It's only in business.
Please, some all that I've said before we move on to the other steps that we need for today.
Okay, I want to
start off with the God first, other second, and then you third. No?
Okay, we live in a society where everybody believes in a supreme being, one way or the other. So believing in a supreme being means that you believe there is a higher being above you, of which you submit yourself to every morning. So you submit yourself, your work and everything you do into that supreme being to guide you through. And then you also think about your customers as you step out. You think about the people you are going to serve as you step out. So that's why you think about them second and think about yourself third.
Let me be saying, Maybe step out before I was step out. Why don't I think about myself, how I'm going to even look like, and how I'm going to manage even get some food to eat and send my drink customer now about tomorrow.
Yeah,
but I say still
you're stepping out for them. They're the reason why you're going out there. You're not the reason. If you're the reason, you'd have just slept.
Wow.
You didn't have gone out, you'd have just slept.
Anyways,
at least getting some beans and some gari at home is not a problem. But they are the reason why you're stepping out. You think about them.
Interesting.
So by thinking about them, you're also thinking about how you're going to present yourself to them. Think about how you're going to present yourself to them. How are they going to accept me? And then, because you have to be acceptable, you have to put yourself in a situation where it's very easy for them to accept you.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
Very good. So that's
some consumers, customers can be very funny. It's like they know that things have become expensive on the market. Prices of goods and services, keeps surging and all of that. But they still come and it's like they kind of threaten you that if you don't give it to me for 5 cities and you tell me 7 cities, I'll go somewhere else. So when you always say the customer is always right to keep listening to the customer, you keep incurring at a loss.
Professionalism also means that you let them know that the cost of quality and the cost of less quality. There's cost of quality and the cost of less quality. So what I'm giving you, it's the total cost of quality of what I am providing. So if you want to go elsewhere, that is what he is providing per his quality metrics. My quality metrics says that this is what I'm providing. So you have the right to go. So when the fellow goes and doesn't get what he wants, next time he'll come back. By then you gain higher respect. You gain a higher respect. So it does not mean that because he's threatening you, you should come down. No. Let him know that this is my cost of quality. Or in other words, a Chinese man will say, we have grade. You get the same quality but less grade. So he will reduce the grade and get you what you want at a lesser cost. That is also available. But if you don't have grades in your setup, you don't go low. Because you going low means you're compromising on quality. And that same customer will come back and say that your goods and services does not match your quality. So when you tell them, look, this is, okay, we have 2 grades. We have this and this. This comes with this price and this comes with this price. What do you want? He says, oh, it's just a one-day show. You're not going to use it for anything. Quality doesn't matter. He said, okay, you said it. So we'll take this at this cost. But this is this cost. They will respect you. Yes.
All right. So the next thing we're supposed to talk about is being confident. And in the line of sales, it's said that a good salesman is as good as his tools. So you should have your numbers at hand. You should know what to say and all that. Does that have to do anything to do with confidence?
Yeah, confidence in business. Confidence is what puts you up. Confidence is, we say, confidence is, you should be to be an overachiever. You should be an over-believer. You should believe in yourself. Believing in yourself does not only end there. It also ends at you preparing yourself. Would you like, let's put up this. You should go to a hospital and then you meet a doctor who is not confident, who doesn't know what it's about, who is always trying to refer. Nurse, is this okay? Is this okay? Like, it's like he doesn't have his facts. His everything is not right. Would you like that doctor to pick a knife that is coming to work on you? Even at the instant he's even not sure. So you want confidence. Confidence does not only come with communication. It also comes with how you present yourself. Every job environment requires the level at which and how you should dress. You don't come as a carpenter to my office with suit and tie. The next question anybody will ask is, are you sure this guy is a carpenter?
He's come. I don't want to say number one.
The next question somebody asks, are you sure this guy is a carpenter? But when you come in your working gear, probably you may even wear khaki down, boots down, you may wear t-shirt or Lacoste. The fellow will look at it and say, oh, come on, there's a little level of carpenter around him. But you come with white.
I know. When you drive before she, I think Shangri-La. No, Spanner. Okay. The junction to the mall, Accra Mall. Yeah. There is a young man there who sells roasted corn with coconuts. He's always in a white shirt and a red tie.
Yeah, I spoke to him.
Upgrading
he says that is his office.
Yeah.
So
he says that is his office, and people do not respect people who sell that particular product. So he needs to make it people respect him. So because he wants to get their respect, he must earn the respect by dressing to earn their respect. So when they're going to buy him, if you should also observe his is well packaged. He doesn't even. He's even one of the first guys who started using that thing. The one that
thing to hold it.
To hold it, and his granite is well packaged. He doesn't tie his granite. He packages, seal it very well, and he gives you a neat polythene bag.
Doesn't the example she's given defeat the part where you say a carpenter walks into my office and is wearing a suit and tie? It could be that he's also doing some branding. He's a upscale kind of carpenter.
But in food, when selling food, the best standard is dressing well. When you're selling food, because it's a consumable, it's going to go inside him. Most people even care so much about how their pen is packaged before they buy. How much more how your food is packaged. So if somebody is selling food and he has, some would call it gold plated. In some professions, called gold plated. He has overdressed. It in fact invites you to buy his food. It's a marketing strategy that invites you to buy the food. It invites you to walk towards that guy and say, "Come on, let me try your food." Most often, in most instances, the last time I think I put that experience across. You go and buy a food which is very neatly packaged. The seller dressed well, a young girl with eyelashes to the Z, with makeup to the teeth. But the food is nkoyi. But you see, he is able to invite you with his looks, with the appearance. So it is good to appear sharp, but it's also important and better to appear for the job. Your dressing should fit the job you are going in for. You understand?
She looks good for the job. When I saw her slave queen this year. Some of our women, when they overdress, we see them as slave queens on set. So I want to be sure whether she looks well dressed for the job or she looks like a slave queen.
She looks good.
Okay.
That's okay. That's all I need to know. She's on point.
All right. So the next thing is tell the truth, have integrity.
The ethics. Ethics. Every rule, every organization, every career has ethics. Some are written, some are non-written. It is and ethics is doing the right thing when nobody is watching. So you don't cut corners because you want to reduce costs. You don't cut corners because you think that is your interest. Please put the customer first. You are in service because of the customer. You are not in service because of yourself. So put the customer first. Think about the ethics of the profession and carry on to the tip. Don't bend corners. By doing that, one day you're kicking yourself out of business when you are cutting corners.
Cutting out the corners, and some of them are quite genuine ones. So for instance, I'm a dressmaker, and I sew for both men and women. A client comes and they want some particular material, and they want me to get the material as well as sew. I go to the market to buy the material, and the agreement me and the customer had was that this is costing, say, 1,000 Ghana cedis for the 10 yards, let's say. And I go to the market, I'm able to beat down the price from the one who sells the material to give it to me as, let's say, 800 cedis or 900 Ghana cedis. I make an extra 100 Ghana cedis out of that. Is that a wrong cutting corners?
No, that is perfectly cutting corners, perfectly right. Because in the sense that if you wants to go to the market and buy a bucket of paint, the price you buy the bucket of paint is not the same price the painter goes to buy. Let's take, I don't want to mention any brand. There's a popular brand, one of the popular best brand painting companies in Ghana. You go there and you buy, they sell it for you at a regular price. When you go there and you're a painter, they give you to that regular price, you come back and give them your ID and they give you percentage. In my environment, in the printing environment, if you want to buy t-shirts, you want to print t-shirt, I tell you to go and buy your t-shirt. When you go to buy the t-shirt, the price they'll give it to you. When I go, I get it cheaper. Do you understand? It's most often I know the trade. I know where to get the right price and the right price, the right quality and the right price. You don't know. You go and you may even get the less quality for the same high price. So cutting corners is not about that. Cutting corners is about cutting quality, cutting scope. When it means scope, is the entire work which ought to be done is the scope of the work. So you don't cut the scope, cut corners of what ought to be done for your interest. So you can even go out there, get the best thing with the less price. That is your strength. Normally when we talk about network, that is also part of your network. It is where you can go to get the right product at the right price or at the cheapest price. It's part of your network. Somebody can build a building for $2 billion, a conference hall for $2 million. You build it for $1.5 million just because you have good contacts in China who can get all the right equipment, ship it to you, so you get it cheaper. Somebody who goes into the Ghanaian market and buys all his materials will get it higher. So knowing source, knowing places to get the things are part of your network. Your networks that you can reach. So cutting corners does not include that, but cutting corners is reducing quality. Which has already been agreed on.
I want to still use Diego's example with running a dressmaking business and in a bit to enhance reputation, telling the truth and having integrity and all of that. Is it appropriate for me as a dressmaker to be able to tell my clients that this style you're giving me, I can't sew it? Don't you think is making me appear, or is a disadvantage to me for me to tell this person the truth? That I really can't give you this.
It's a good call. Just let me just cite an example. Just yesterday, I saw some design about a political suit. And I said, I have another, beside Elliot, I have another guy who does for me. And I sent it to him to ask him, can he do it? He said no. I sent it to Elliot. Elliot says yes, he can do it.
Yes.
You understand? So it's been, that is integrity coming.
So don't you think it's a disadvantage? Don't you think one way or the naturally you would feel reluctant to go back to this first person with another style, because it looks like you've built a perception that the cockra owns me.
So you know what to maybe you want to come
a matured person.
For me,
you're a professional.
Yes.
To a matured person, you're a professional.
You
understand? Rather than to show something that I'll not feel good at.
Exactly.
I'll write you off. But rather, tomorrow I'll say this guy is spot on. He tells me the truth, and I like him for that. This person is not, because he cannot do it. He spoils my material, and he cannot even buy it, and all that. So at the end of the day, you leave that customer bitter instead of better.
Sometimes I've also had this experience where it happened where the person actually gave me a different style altogether, which was equally beautiful, even more than what I wanted, without telling me that he gave me a different style.
Professionally, that is wrong. What if you were not happy at the end of the day? If you needed that style, probably it's a corporate style, or it's what they call, at church, everybody's doing the same style. What if you have agreed with somebody to wear that style, and he did that, and then you will not be happy. So the customer should always be in the loop. That's what we don't know. The customer should always be in the loop. You should be informed.
So the business owner shouldn't think for the customer.
No.
Is it that you reason it together?
In PMP, project management, the required standard of PMP is customer satisfaction. It is not doing good products. What if you do like for example, you're a contractor, you're building 7 bedrooms house with a swimming pool, and then you say because the H now is hanging swimming pool, you want to put a swimming pool on top, the customer will be happy. Probably, I want my grandmother to be able to swim that swimming pool. He cannot climb that stairs upstairs. So let the customer explain to your customer the reasons why you are giving him this. I think this will be nicer on you. Looking at your stature and everything, I think this will be best on you. He said, are you sure? He said, yes. Then he or she will tell you the reasons why he wanted the other style. Then at the end, he's giving you a very good information to know how to carry along. So I think that there's always what we call expert judgment. As an expert, you should kindly and confidently put your judgment across. Some people don't accept it, but professionalism means that you put your expert judgment across. Oh, sweetie, you look slim, and I think that this will look so big on you. It should be slimmer, it should be simple, and it should be nice. So are you sure? He said, oh, my back. He said, no, look, it will be nice. Let me show you this. Then you show him some comparisons. He said, oh, okay. So at the end of the day, you saw it for him or her. He said, oh, you said it. Then that becomes another marketing tool for you. Oh, this lady, when you send the cloth and it's not good, she will tell you. This lady, when this cloth is not good for the design, she will tell you. It becomes an added on to your competence. Good.
Interesting.
All right, so let's move on to the next.
Next one, yeah.
I think we have the next page.
That invest back into your business.
Yeah.
Invest back into your business.
Invest back into your business.
If before you venture into it, though, there's a perception that when you start a business, it usually takes between 3 to 5 years to break even. At times, it's even more difficult. At times, even around this time, it's even more critical. So, how true is that? First of all, before you think about even investing into the business,
it is very true. When you start a business, I normally say that depends on what type of business. If it is desktop, one man in and out services, you should give yourself 150 days without taking anything out of the business.
150 days should be minimum of 3 months.
3 months without taking anything out of the business, which means that before you start, you have to plan that. Come on, 150 days, I am not going to take anything out. So whatever I sell, I go back and buy and restock.
For 5 months, not taking anything out.
Yes, entrepreneur. You have to sacrifice for the business. You have to sacrifice for the business.
So you don't pay yourself.
See, when you eat the seed, it's just like a farmer who plants maize and then he plants 20 maize and then at the end of the day he was able to get 1,000 back, and then you eat the profit. What are you doing to the business? You after planting 20, you got 1,000, and then what did he do? He ended up eating half. What is he doing? He's killing the business. He's stagnating the growth of the business. The pace at which the business must grow, he's slowing it. Are you getting me? So what you should do is that when you invest back into it, you are aiding the growth of the business. So the business grow at a faster pace. Then you get more revenue, like the Israeli principle. The Israeli principle says that you have to invest your profit 3 times, so that you begin to eat not the capital, but the profit out of the 10 profit. So I made a profit of 300.
I've also had some reputable people in the space of, educating people in terms of businesses, essentially. And they said that there should be a part where you pay yourself.
You should. It should be a part where you say you pay yourself.
So that you know that this is the kind of money that is coming in.
Very good. But at the beginning, you don't pay yourself just when you start.
For the first 5 months.
For the first 5 months, you don't pay yourself. After 5 months, you put yourself on salary. If you are working with a team, you first of all put the team on salary before you put yourself on salary. Because obviously, what you would put yourself on will be higher than that of the team.
Of course.
So it means that your own can kill the business. You see, there is something which is very quick. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation.
Currently, we are at 29.8%.
That is the economy. But lifestyle inflation says that you are a businessman. What should I use? Let me go into. I've been into construction. I've been into printing. What should I use? You're a seamstress. You just had a contract to sew 1,000 aprons for one ministry, bizarre. And then the moment you got a contract to sew 1,000 aprons, you already have a car, which is a small car. But because you've got 1,000 aprons to sew for one ministry, and you begin to feel that will come every 3 months. So in a year, you'll be sewing about 4,000 aprons. You're in good business. The first thing a normal Ghanaian person will do is he will change his car. He will change his house. That is called lifestyle inflation. He will change his closets. That is lifestyle inflation. That money should be engineered back, should be reversed back into the business. Buy new machines. Expand your business. Bring in more expertise so that you will not do only aprons, but rather you can start doing jackets. Expand the business. Do the tag, other things that is necessary for the business to go to face the international market. You know that in the tag inside they do some things, packaging, all that. And in servicing, packaging is everything. So make sure you reinvest back into the business so that don't be caught up in the web of lifestyle inflation.
So after how many months do I start, eating?
You see, I think you still have problem with the 5 months.
It looks like you're working, but you're not. I think you're bushy.
Yeah, as I said, it take a bit of time.
Yes. Sacrifice. You see, when certain standards, you say 5 months. For somebody it's 5 years. Yes, for somebody, for a construction company, it's 5 years. You see, but for onion and banana seller, that's 1 week.
Yeah, they can.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it depends on what you are in. But the standard is not that the onion and the banana seller takes 5 months. So it depends on your level of investment.
So the analogy you made about the guy who is supposed to sew for the ministry, and because of the contract she got, and he's thinking that he can go and buy a new car. In another phase, the buying of the car could also help in the face of a salesperson, for instance. I'm a salesman, and I've been told a number of times that the way you appear is key. So a salesman, you don't go to people sweating like clients, and then you go there, you walk and you're all sweaty and all that. And when you pull up in the kind of a car, when you get there, the reputation they give you comes to the amount of money you're going to even close, the deal you're going to close. So sometimes it's also good to upgrade.
All right.
I hope you get the analogy I'm trying to make.
I get it. Last time, was it, which day was it? That was, today is Wednesday, Monday. I happened to visit a customer who is a car seller. I don't want to mention his name. He sells one of the premium cars in Ghana. Okay. The highest number of cars on the street. We have about 3 brands, 1, 2, 3. He's in the second best selling car in the street.
Okay.
And then he said that most people think that when your car is old, buying a new car is the solution. But rather, when you bring your old car and he buys the quality products to maintain that old car for you, he will do a total overhauling, and it is 3 times cheaper than buying a new car. If you are honest to yourself and you want to, because I already said you have a car already.
Yeah.
If you're honest to yourself and you want to do what you call service, what you want to do, you can work on your car at a lesser cost. The most efficient car to use for sales now is Aboboya tricycle. Yes, all the bread, almost all the bread sellers now, that's what they are using.
Okay.
Talk about one of the most popular restaurants on the Oxford Street. I don't want to mention any brand's name. What they are using for all their bread now is Abu tricycle. Yeah. You brand it neat. You clothe the one.
This one I'm talking about. Let's say a salesperson. You're selling. Let's say for a brand like Hstv, you're a sales manager here. You understand? You are not selling bread or tea or something like that.
Okay.
What you're selling is the airtime.
Okay, now you're talking about Hstv.
Yes.
You are investing back into the business by buying that car to the business. So that car is not the car to go and pick your wife to work. It's not a car you are picking your girlfriend. Yes. It is well branded and it is added on to the business. It's kind of property of the business. Okay. It is not a lifestyle.
Okay.
It is not a how do you call it? It's not your personal.
Not luxury.
It's not part of your luxury. It's just part of the asset of the company. So that money has.
It could be that as an individual, I want to upgrade. I make close some deal. You know, sales people are paid on commission.
Yeah.
Close some big deal. Be when you have some big cash. Be, and you want to change your wardrobe and then change probably your car that you're at. Maybe you know, Corolla SB. You want to upgrade a little to have, let's say, some Honda Civic or something like that, so that when you pull around, they know, say, oh, this guy is coming with some serious. You know, the kind of perception people have about you, the kind of car or appearance you put up. So you are going to close another business. Let's say some multinational or some oil company calls you that they want to advertise with you. You are going there, and you want to go there with some nice car. You get out nice suits. Yeah, the way you present yourself even tells them that, Charlie, this guy is of a class.
You are still investing in that same business, so you've not deviated. It's still in the business.
Am I investing in Hstv rather than myself?
You are a salesperson.
Yeah.
You are being paid on commission.
Yeah.
It means the company does not belong to you.
Of course, yes.
It doesn't belong to you.
Yes.
You are being paid on commission. So putting up appearance is invested in your business, because you must put up that appearance to gain the trust and the confidence of your customers, so that they come more. Yeah. So we are rather you are making yourself a magnet to attract more people into the business. Yeah. That is different from a contractor who just ends a contract and buy a Jaguar for the wife before he even starts the contract.
Okay.
A contractor who just winning a government contract, the first thing he does is he has already forecast in his house, which is already a liability, maintaining and other things. Then he buys an additional one BM for himself. He didn't buy a pickup. You understand?
Yeah.
He didn't buy a pickup. He didn't buy a trailer, which would invest back into the business. Because when a contractor appears for bidding and he's in pickup,
everybody understands.
Everybody understands.
Yeah.
When a salesperson goes for a sales meeting or pitch and he comes out from Jaguar or let me just say
BM,
and he's spot on, good perfume.
Nice.
What does it do? He's invest back into the business. Do you understand? But when that same salesperson goes and imports kente from Kazakhstan and put that kente to church, which is 3 times the cost of his suit to his business, that is lifestyle inflation.
Okay.
Because that kente, you're not selling that kente to any business meeting, but rather that kente is for church. But for that girl and the people at the church, after winning that big contract, he goes to church and give the biggest tithes at that church. And the pastor calls him in front and say, I'm blessing you because you are giving the biggest tithes. Before you realize that you can't dress for the job. So we need to define our priorities, what to invest in. Investing in the business, there's no amount too small back into the business. But there's amount. There is no amount too big, there is no amount too big when investing back into the business. But there's an amount too big when taken out of the business. Because that is the engine, that's the lifestyle, that's the life of the business. So when you're taking the money and spending it outside the business, you're actually killing the life of the business.
Okay,
good.
All right, the next one says that be open to new ideas and suggestions. Be open to new ideas and suggestions.
Does it have to do with diversification of your business? So for instance, I'm selling bread all along, and I just think, oh, if I add tea, people will have a full breakfast. So is that what it's supposed to mean, that diversification and having new ideas to the business?
It's part of it. Okay. But first of all, you should also look at feedback. I told you that during our first conversation that instead of doing research, brainstorming is part of research. So some of your customers, you ask them, oh, do you think when we add tea, it will make it more easier for you, or you think that we should do cake bread or we should do chocolate bread? So you are doing butter bread. So by customer feedback, you decide that, okay, most of them said they want tea, or some said they want cake bread. You see, it is also perfect to be in line. The core value to be in line. If you are doing bread, diversify and doing more bread things. When you think that now you are there and you want to take some of the money out and open another bread or tea chain, value chain, where you do a tea whatever restaurant, so that those who want to come and take tea, coffee and stuff, they will be there. Then you are selling cakes and other things there in addition. Because I was mentioning one brand, but I don't know if I can mention it. They are best known for ice cream on the Oxford Street. Best known for ice cream. Then eventually they started adding food. Start with F. They started adding ice cream. Then gradually now they realize that the biggest demand is down. So they are doing bread. But what they have done is that they've separated both, each of them, so that when the image of the ice cream is tarnished, it will not affect the restaurant, neither will it affect the bread. Do you get it? So that is what you do. You don't put all up in the beginning. Pulling all up can kill you, can kill the business, because your strength physically and materially would not be able to handle it, and it will kill you.
Still on the bakery, for instance, you are baking sugar bread, butter bread, and then you realize that consumers are purchasing more of the sugar bread. So it means you have to, do away with the butter bread. Wouldn't it, kind of reduce your revenue?
Let me give you one of the most popular brands, was the Fizzy Drinks. The name of the company is actually the name of one of their brands.
I know which one you're talking about.
You get it? At a certain point in time, there is high demand for one of their new brands added on, which starts with F.
I know.
It has different colors and different, but they make sure that always the most popular brand is produced. They produce more to sell the less interested brands. You understand? They have that company policy because the C is the name of the company, and they don't want the C brand to go down. But you don't have. I don't think you have the butter bread as the name of your company. So if the demand is in what customer satisfaction is key. So if that is what customers want, you boost production because that puts you in business. You boost production power. So that this one you do it. Some of your core customers want that. Just that problem is say you are doing bread, tea bread, sugar bread,
brown
bread, chocolate bread, fruit bread. The demand is on the fruit bread because of the youth range. So the youth wants the sugar bread, they want the fruit bread, they want the chocolate bread, but the elderly wants the brown bread. Yeah. But the number of brown bread we sell a day, it's not up to half. It's not up to a quarter of the number of what you sell. The other breads. But you don't see that because the demand is high, you kill this one. Okay. Some old lady will come, buy one butter bread for herself, but she'll buy 3 of this for the grandchildren. So you don't kill it. You do it on a lesser and you do this one more. So I satisfy both markets.
And it's like sometimes consumers tell you that, okay, we prefer you add this one, and then you end up investing so much into it, and then the market comes down. I was just
about saying that my auntie had this food chop bar, and when the customers comes, oh, we want to mutu, and says, I'll do mutu. They started adding mutu. When she comes, those who said they want omutu, they will not buy omutu. They'll come and buy the please the wall, and they will not buy the omutu. Why? The omutu is expensive, so the omutu one ball for 3 series. You can imagine. But the freeze the wall, one scoop for 1 CD. You know what it is. Yeah. So what they actually when she learns to do is that the omutu is on weekends. So if you want omutu, it's weekend. If you want face the wall, Banku and Fufu is weekdays. So as a service provider, you need to be a little discerning to know how to put in customer feedback. Okay. Otherwise, the customer feedback will mislead you.
Interesting. All right, so we're still talking about growing a business. We will itemize some issues that we are tabling them one after the other. And if you've been following from last week, you would have understood where we started from and where we are at this moment and the conversations we are having around it. In case you're out there watching and you have any question or any suggestion, any advice to add up to whatever we're talking about, the phone lines are active now. You can give us a call and then send those, tell us whatever you want to add to the conversation we're having. We're just going to pick about maximum 2 calls because I'm time bound. So yeah, you can call right now. The phone lines are active. Alternatively, if you are not able to reach us, you can send a WhatsApp message on the WhatsApp line, which is on your screen, the right hand corner of the paper. The screen right now. You can just pick the number and then send the message to us, and then we'll read it alongside. So as I said, the phone lines are active. Just give us a call and then let's have that conversation right now. So let's, whilst we wait for the call, let's move on to the next item. It says sustain interest in the business. How different is that from reinvesting?
Yeah, sustaining interest is about you yourself. Sometimes you start a business in the middle of the way, you are out of steam. Okay. You're out of steam because
and you know COVID in Ukraine, Russia war.
That's it. So you get out of steam, and when you get out of steam, when the train is out of steam, it can no longer move, or its movement is slow.
It will break down 4 times.
It's slow.
The train will break down 4 times.
4 times. You get it. So you have to always, every morning, every day, remind yourself and sustain that interest in what you do. So you sustain interest in what you do by talking to yourself, talking to others, getting customer feedback. When you are satisfying customers and customers are happy, that is enough motivation to keep you going. You wake up in the morning, it's like, no. My mother would say, when I don't go out there, those customers will be hungry. So in order for them not to be hungry, let me go and serve them. And indeed, the day she will not go, some of them will pick your phone and call her. David, today you didn't come. You say, I'm tired. You say, oh, we miss you. When you don't come, some other lady who sells the same thing, it's not nice, but we have to buy it anyway. The mother will say, okay, they are complaining, no. Otherwise, that woman will take my customer. So let me go. So sometimes she will send my sister or sometimes my senior brother to go and sell instead of she going. So what she did was that she gradually introduced some of us to the business. So when she doesn't go and we come, it's like, oh, me banner buy. My son is there.
Okay.
So we sustain interest through diverse means. You see, in everything you do, know yourself, know your strength, know your weakness. Your last time I talked about it. Your strength is not limited to you. That's the mistake we do.
Okay.
Your strength is not limited to you.
Please hold on the strength for me. Let me pick this call and then we'll come back. Hello, good morning, Rose.
Hello, good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ablekuma.
Ablekuma. Okay, please go ahead with your submission.
Okay, please, my question is, she was talking about how when you start a business, you should at least give yourself 150 days before you start taking out of it.
Yeah.
In a case where your capital is what you feed on, how do you deal with that? Or how do you go about it?
I don't know whether I got the question correct.
Yeah, I got
the capital is what you feed on.
Exactly.
How
the capital is what you feed on. You see, it is.
All right, thanks for calling, Rose.
So much.
We'll attempt the question. Okay?
You see, I think I said that it depends on which line of business you are doing. But the classical is 150 days. That 150 days, it would not be good for a contractor. Would not be good for a contractor, a road contractor or a building contractor, because it takes him more than 2 years to finish one contract. You see, but classically, let's talk about food. You should be mindful that your capital is what you are using into the business. Be mindful of that. So you take small. So when you are taking, you take little, which will not kill the business. So you don't start and put yourself on salary. You don't just start and put yourself on salary. Because it's my capital, I'm paying myself 100 cedis a week or a month.
Okay.
So what most learning from our mothers, what they do is when they go and sell and they come back home, the remaining is what the children eat.
Yeah.
Your mother sells what's the name, maize. She goes to the market, she sells, then she brings part of the maize home that we should eat. So you can eat, but make sure you don't eat the seed.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I have my last call out. Parkway C, I think. Nana Wusu rather. Nana Wusu is on the line. Good morning, Nana Wusu.
Good morning.
Okay. Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Sprinters.
Okay. Please go ahead with the submission.
Thank you. I think I've watched you people, and I really appreciate a lot on what you people are doing. There are a lot of people that wants to do business. These are the common ethics that somebody might have to know. There are people, they just venture into business. They don't know all these amenities, things that they have to do to make the business thrive in some years to come. People expect that when we open business, the next month or two, we have to expect revenue. And businesses are not like that. I would just indulge on the girl. She said something that people will be demanding for some products if you have to do an entrepreneurship or having to sell something. There's something that people have to know. If you have a business and people come in demand for something, you don't just jump in with the money that you have to go bring those products, thinking that people will come for it. Go with a bit. See what they are taking, how many they are taking. You have to strive these balances. That is read between the lines. There are people, as I'm talking to you, they have some products that are in their warehouses. People are not in demand for it. Why? Because 1 or 2, 3 came in before that. Oh, if you bring this in, we are going to take all of them. But you should know that where they are also taking it to, maybe they are stuck over there. And they cannot come to tell you that, please, well, we are also taking it to some starting over there, so we cannot come for these products. And you are expecting them. So what I will urge people to do is that you can have a business, but go in a bit. Things that people need, don't just jump to bring these things, produce it. Just come in numbers. Whilst they are taking, you will know how many is being taken. It's like if you go to markets and all that, every product that is being purchased in a day, they do run down and they go in and how many were purchased, how many are left. I think people should add this into their businesses and it will help them. This is the little that I have to add.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Then I also appreciate your call and
Thank
your
you
contribution
so much.
as well.
Thank you
Well
so much.
accepted. I mean, the part of what you're talking about, adding on. It reminds me of during COVID times. I knew some people who were doing some business. All of a sudden, they went for face shield.
Yeah.
Because everybody was selling it.
Very good.
And somebody went for 80,000 Ghana cedis worth of face shield, only to be locked up in a container. At that time, nobody was buying.
Nobody was buying.
I bought a car. Because everybody was doing it, Ofi said, oh, it's okay for me to also jump onto it and then do it. And then at the end of the day, she lost 80,000 Ghana cedis. I mean,
yeah,
I don't even know what you're going to use.
I had a friend who also had the same experience, and it was very bad. So I think, thank you. Your point was on point.
Okay, there's a WhatsApp message here that we need to go through quickly. It says, good morning, Mr. Host. I think you.
Okay.
Is it good to start a business with a loan? This is Felix from Teshi. He's asking if it's good to start a business with a loan.
It is classically it's wrong to start a business with a loan. It is very wrong to start a business with a loan. Why add debt on debt? Instead of taking that loan to start the business, how many years will it take you to pay that loan? Be honest to yourself. It is going to take you 3 years to pay that loan. Then save for 3 years and take off. Save for 3 years.
But you might not be able to save that enough because maybe I scan out I hear 1,000 cedis a month and everything that's things you need. And
you see, if you are taking the loan, I'm saying practically no, because if you are taking the loan and it's been deducted from your salary, no problem. It's just like you're using your salary to take that loan. But if you are taking that loan and it will be deducted from the what's the name? The business, the money you have you are taking.
Okay.
So every month you need to pay. Let me tell you something. In business, I've been a victim of that. In business, it doesn't go the way you anticipate or you imagine.
True.
It may go lower or faster, but it does not go the way you imagine. Now, I have a particular customer who always demands. So when the demand comes, sometimes it's so big that I don't have, my money is unable. So I go for a loan. So one day I went for a loan from this particular microfinance, because that time I think the banks were not ready to support. I went to the microfinance, and his terms is every month you will pay this amount. I said, well, every month my price is running. I said, I went through my books and I looked at how much I make a month, and I said, oh, I can. Then I went for the money, and that time, like magic, nothing happened that time. So when he comes and knock at my door, I have to go and scratch my other accounts and bring the money. So I was able to do that for 3 times. The 4th time I couldn't. Now I have to find a way of paying. Then I rushed to another bank and took the money and sorted it out. Since then, my last lesson is never take a loan for a business, unless it is something where you and the bankers, you have an agreement that the supplier will pay and I will pay you.
Okay.
How much is the interest? Is 3% times 4 months is this. So you evaluate how much sinking capital is 1,000 Ghana cedis. Capital plus what's the name? How do you call it?
Return on investment.
Return on investment is 2,000. Interest is 50%. So when I pay the interest and the capital, I still have 50%. So you know, whatever the case, I am winning. So you go for it. But when you take the loan to start a business, in fact, the interest on the loan itself can kill you. Kill you. So you don't. It's a no. Classically, but if you know there is in this world there is no anything cast in stone. Depends on your situation. If you are working somewhere and you've always have a dream of starting your own business alongside, and your salary is coming constant, and you want to take a loan from your salary, you want to take a loan using your salary as a guarantee to start your business, that is acceptable. But you don't go fresh, take a loan, build a house, build a shop. Even by the time you finish stocking the shop, the loan would not be even up to buy the goods.
Even that, I won't even concur to that because the business that you are doing, the work that you are doing can fail at any time. And how do you pay the loan? Anyway, unfortunately, this is where time will permit us to get to. Hopefully, we're going to do part 3 of this in the coming week. You're a consultant. If somebody want to get in touch with you, how do they get to you?
Okay, they can reach me on James Bedema on Gmail. Bedema James or James Bedema on Gmail. I'm on Facebook, James Bedema. You can also reach me on 0243 157386. 0243 157386. 86.
Okay,
thank
awesome.
you.
All right, so we had an interesting conversation with the man James Ike Bedema. He said, Eche Kwashi Bedema. Yes, he holds an MBA in communication development and also a partner to Globe Production, as well as he being the president of Psych Aid Ghana. And he joined us with this conversation about growing your business. As I said, the part 3 will definitely come. But before we go, we have something to...
Yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to Elliot Garment for my outfit today. Elliot Garment, you can locate him inside the Circle at Dabraka Road. A lot of landmarks around. You can look for the Editron Basic School, the Glyco Company Insurance. Behind you can find Elliot Garment. You can also see the Apostolic Church around the Pentecost Church. A lot of landmarks to get to Elliot Garment. And you can get anything for any member of the family, man, woman, children, anything at all. And you can also give him a call via the numbers 0244 724 879, 0244 724 879. That's Elliot's Garment. So that's it.
All right, so it's a wrap on today's show. Thanks for joining us from morning till now. God willing, tomorrow we're back with a Throwback Thursday edition of Healthy Morning. My name is William Diego Parker. I was here with...
My name is Stephanie Ejojina Banyana.
All right, enjoy your day and see you tomorrow.